Welcome back to the Comics Aficionados right here on Thinking Critical YouTube. Your Saturday morning delight is here to talk about all the things happening in the world of nerd and geek sphere, specifically comic books. But we'll talk about probably, it's not Country Kitchen. It's
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. We'll talk about the Cracker Barrel stuff. I'll talk about anything. And we got a fantastic group for us. Dylan, I can see that you've been up for hours. You probably got up to watch the UFC. It's a little too early in California, huh?
No. I'm not in California, but
You're in the same time sphere. You're in Washington.
I saw, PSD. But no, I didn't stay up for that because it wasn't a great card. But I saw Johnny Walker got the finish off a leg kick, so that was pretty cool. But that's Johnny Walker though. He either gets a finish or he gets finished in the funniest way possible. So good for him though. In Shanghai, finished the Chinese guy off a leg kick. So good for Johnny Walker.
The Chinese guy that hadn't seen the second round in like 18 fights or something crazy.
Yeah. Much better than the main event from last week that we were all hyped about. That was. If you want to see Hamzat knee a guy in the ass for 25 minutes, that's the fight for you. The guy that says
for that
before every fight goes, "Allah Akbar, I kill everybody," and then he's like, "All right, I'm just gonna
hump him to death."
Yeah, that was so disappointing, especially because the rest of the card actually wasn't bad. We got 2 spinning elbow finishes back to back, and then you get Hamzat just laying on Dricus Duplessis for 5 rounds. That was sad.
I figured that was going to happen, that he was going to dominate him in the wrestling and all that stuff, but then Dricus would somehow accidentally knee him in the balls and knock him out.
Yeah, you figured something would happen, or Hamzat would go for a finish because he always goes for a finish, but he was very much wary about how much he gasses out, and he didn't even attempt a finish ever. He attempted a face crank once, and that was the closest he ever did. He crucifixed him 85 times, and all he did was little pitter patter. He never even tried to drop elbows. Nothing. He did nothing. It was in Dricus, you could tell, didn't really do any wrestling for the camp, and his whole thing was all right, he's gonna gas any minute now. But Hamzat did nothing to gas himself because he put in such little effort to go for a finish. It was terrible fight.
I used to love it when people get crucifixed and the guy would just start hammer fisting him right in the head like
like you're supposed to.
Yeah. This is brutal.
And the commentator is like, "Oh, now he's gonna start going to town on him," and then he's just little pitter patter. He's just barely Dricus is like, "Oh, come on, man, what's good?" He was just it was like someone was dropping water on his face. It was just Dricus. You can see him the next day. It looked like he hadn't even been in a fight, even though he was dominated for 25 minutes. And then the last 30 seconds when they stood him up, Dricus almost choked him. He almost got him at an RNC. It was is he going to do it? Is he actually going to do it? That would have been the funniest thing ever. And people were bitching about this. Some people were getting mad that they stood him up. But according to the rules, you're supposed to stand him up if the fighter that gets the takedown isn't trying to advance position and isn't trying to go for a finish, which Hamzat wasn't ever. So, that was a terrible fight.
So was it worth the barbecue, Tommy? At least you had some steaks, right?
We had some steaks. It was nice. Yeah, that fight could have been in Peacemaker, man. Season 1, just a couple guys humping the whole time. I don't know if you guys saw the season 1 of Peacemaker, but yeah, that was wild, man.
Season 1 or season 2?
I've seen season 1, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, season 2. I just watched it last night, and I'm like, wow, that was out there, man.
Yeah, season 2 apparently opens with a cocaine-fueled bisexual orgy, full frontal.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I was like, what am I watching, man?
I don't think I want to see that.
Yeah, I'm skipping season 2.
Yeah, so the Kazmat fight could have been that.
So Dylan, the specific reason that he supposedly James Gunn took Superman out of theaters and put it on streaming is to coincide with the Peacemaker season 2 debut, but that doesn't seem like it would be appropriate for my kids that love crypto.
Yeah, probably not. But I think it's just more for the people that wanted to see Peacemaker season 2,
But what did that have to do with Superman in the movie theaters?
I didn't watch it, but from what I heard, they reference what Luthor did and things like that. So,
yeah, they did, and also some of the characters like Hawk Girl and guy are in the first episode. So, and they do keep
Are
going
they in
back.
the orgy?
They weren't in that.
Okay. Wow. Thank
Yeah.
goodness for that. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to see Mr. Terrific going in a 3-way.
I did see the clip that Guy Gardner said the only talent that Peacemaker had was giving dudes head or something like that.
Yeah.
So
That's
was
kind of
blowing dudes. So
This is a great thing to be going on while John Cena's on his farewell tour in wrestling. You know, what a great role to be. See, now if he was still a heel, that would be good because then everybody could reference it. But
I'm just watching it. It was just so unnecessary when you watch the whole episode. That whole section just was not even needed.
Like when I remember when I saw Sausage Party, which I was like, whatever.
Oh
It's some anthropomorphic sausages, you know, doing some weird stuff. And then you get to like this weird orgy scene, and you're like, oh God, what the hell am I even doing here?
that movie sucked.
It
Is
was
that how
awful.
sausage really gets made? Jeez.
this is
When they start like killing people, that movie was weird.
when you get down to like what the creator really wants to talk about. You know, it's like this is the thing that was just like that Seth Rogen was passionate about bringing to the screen, and now Peacemaker season 2. This is what James Gunn's really passionate about. It just makes you like not want to support any of these people ever.
I mean,
or any of these projects.
He can just
You just realize how perverted Hollywood is too, man. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, maybe we're back. And then you're like, nah, they're still all the same.
You can just go start working in the valley. Pretty sure you can film there for lower budgets.
I don't know.
That's
I
what he
thought
wants to do.
Peacemaker season 1 was fine, and it certainly pushed the envelope in there. Lots of perverted jokes and things that were certainly not PC for kids and stuff like that. But that felt like it went far enough.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought it was really good too. This was like another level.
A lot of season 1 went too far, but overall I thought that, you know, the show was, you know, a decently made show. But yeah, season 2, like you just open it up right out of the gate. Like, look, we've got no restraints whatsoever. And it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. There you go, Dylan. Are you going to watch Peacemaker, dude?
I'll probably eventually check it out. I find James Gunn's TV shows to not be very good. I thought season 1 of Peacemaker was okay, and I thought Creature Commando sucked. I feel like his TV shows is where he really lets loose and has like no quality control. Like no, it's just he throws everything at the screen. To where I feel like his movies he tends to like save the better stuff for, or like he has some other people be like, hey, this isn't such a good idea. And to where with the TV shows, it's just everything he wants to throw in there. He throws in there.
Maybe that's what got cut out of the Superman movie. Because remember they said they made him trim it by like 40 minutes. Maybe it was just a big Superman orgy. And they were just like, maybe not.
A super orgy. Ooh. But you need a kryptonite condom.
No, he needs kryptonite Viagra.
A vibranium diaphragm for Diana? What?
Yeah. Very, very strange.
Yeah.
Not quite the Penguin-esque. Maybe
No, not at all.
maybe what Matt
Penguin's
Reeves is better at the television.
Agree.
Awesome.
So you would not recommend it, Tommy, even though you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, no, I mean, episode 1, I would skip like 15 minutes in and start watching from there.
But then after that, it's fine.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, we don't get a whole lot out of episode 1. He doesn't, well, I won't spoil it, but it does kind of set the tone as to, I think, where he's going to go the rest of the season. But man, that first 15, 20 minutes is not necessary. You could just skip right through all that. Save your eyes.
Sounds like a plan to me, dude.
Do I really want to see balding John Cena?
No, he went to Turkey. He got you did it in the U.S. He's rich. He got his hair transplant. He's not bald no more. That's plugs.
Oh, really? I'm
Yeah, he's talked about it.
I'm more jealous of Dylan's bedhead.
Oh, I mean, right after LA Knight called him a balding bitch, kind of made for amusing television.
Yeah. Then he was like, oh, I better go get hair plugs.
But yeah, do we want to see a balding John Cena orgy?
No.
No.
I don't want to see a John
I
Cena
didn't-
orgy. I don't want to see an orgy.
I didn't want to see him with Amy
Speak for
Schumer.
yourself.
Oh, yeah.
This doesn't even make sense. But I don't know. What else is going on, Dylan? Did you make any videos this week that people should know about?
Yeah, I talked about a scene in Superman because it's been making the rounds with the digital release. They released the speech that Superman gets at the end, and there's been a lot of people giving their opinions on it. A lot of people didn't like it. Mostly people that did not see the movie and are just taking the scene out of context. So I made a whole video talking about that scene.
I watched it the other day. I don't have any problem with that scene.
Yeah, it's
like the
mainly
final scene with his parents.
No, not the scene with his parents when he's talking to Lex.
In the spaceship tower bridge thing.
Yeah, and Lex's HQ.
There was nothing wrong with that speech.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people bitching about it.
Him admitting that he's not perfect and he's just
more human than Lex.
Yeah, he is, because he's actually trying to be human. Lex is trying to not.
Found it was mainly Snyder fans complaining about that scene.
Yeah,
what is Snyder fans
Superman.
not complaining about?
They're
I watched
nitpicking
it,
every
it's
little
fine.
thing out of context.
It's not the greatest movie of all time. It's not the best Superman movie I've ever seen, but got the kid excited about the dog.
I like the dog.
Everybody does.
I hate the fact that it's Kara's dog, though.
Yeah, I
Yes,
didn't care for that.
that annoyed me.
I actually watched Mission Impossible Final Reckoning last night.
Was it good?
It's on Docbuster Video, by the way. It's good. There's a lot of flashbacks in it.
Yes, once you get past like the first 40 minutes, it gets really good.
Then it's
Yeah.
good.
But yes, there's a lot of flashbacks. There's a lot of referencing things from the prior.
Yeah,
movies.
like every movie gets a callback.
Yeah.
Once you get through the exposition dump, it's real good.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even really an exposition dump. It's just like showing the things while they're talking about something moving forward. They're showing how it connects back to the past. They didn't even really talk about it, except for 3. They talked about bits of 3.
Yeah. All I know is my 10-year-old said it's the best movie he's ever seen in his life.
Mission Impossible.
That's all that matters.
Dead Reckoning.
Yeah,
Or Final Reckoning, I'm sorry.
Final Reckoning. Dead Reckoning Part 2. Final Reckoning.
That's what it should be. Very nice. Anything else going on with you, Tommy? Did you get any interviews up? I'm sure the PKJ interview's already up there, right?
Yeah, PKJ interviews up. Had a blast with him. Cannot wait for Infernal Hulk. It sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, House of L, I think, is going to be really good too. But we had a great conversation that's up right now, so you can check that out. And I got a bunch of interviews coming up, so I've been working over the last couple of days. We got Christopher Priest coming up, Mark Silvestri, Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman are going to be on, Dan Waters, Jason Aaron, Jason Fabok, Brian Hitch. Who else?
While you're talking to Jason Aaron, can you ask him if he has any other trick in his sleeve other than breaking characters that other people like and Frankensteining them back together into abominations that nobody likes?
I'll keep that in mind, Doc.
Doc's got a fucking axe to grind.
Fuck Jason Aaron. No joke.
While Kelly Thompson is on, can you just suddenly bring in Rick Remender?
That would be good. That would go very, very well. They're trying to get you in trouble, Tommy.
I know. All good, man. All good. Yeah, but I have a lot of folks over the next couple of months, which I'm always happy to talk to, and it's been fun. Yeah, and then I had Rainey on, which I know is on the Aficionados last week. I think today is her last day for her title Fiendish, and then I had Vaughn on and for Phenomenova, and I think he's got about 8 more days left on his. So we did those the last couple of days, which were a lot of fun. Those are great creators.
Absolutely. Yeah. Members of the family, and we hope that they're all doing great. And Rainey did really, really well.
Yeah, she's killing it.
I love her art style.
Yeah,
it's so good. Yeah, if you guys, we're talking about Fiendish. If there's anybody in the chat that doesn't know who Rainey is, it's the last day to back Fiendish 3. You can get the first 2 volumes, plus I think 2.5. So go check it out. I'll
and Kaiser Jose says it sounds like I should be watching World at War comics. That is true. There's a link in the video description to his channel, to Dylan's channel, to Sully's channel. Aaron and Doc don't have channels, but Aaron still has What do you still got the before Doom face up, right?
Yeah, we're nearing the completion of backer kit. Most of the surveys are back, so we will be closing it pretty soon as we go to print. So if you have not jumped in, got a copy, or at least got a $10 digital copy, we've got that available for you too. Please go check it out. Link is in the description.
It's gonna be awesome. Man,
I'm not selling you anything, or I don't want you to watch anything that I make.
No, Doc and I just recorded Comic Book Collecting 101. It'll be up on the channel on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Nice.
But it was fantastic. Comic book collecting for an hour. Now it'll be trimmed down for the YouTubes, obviously, but if you're a channel backer, you'll get it on the Dockets right here.
It's one that you definitely would like to have channel membership for, or be a Patreon backer, because we barely scratched the surface, and we went an hour.
Absolutely. So, Aaron, if there's anybody on this panel that's being affected by this Cracker Barrel nonsense, it's you, dude.
It's
What
not
the
me at
fuck
all.
is going on?
Never been to a Cracker Barrel.
You've never been to a Cracker Barrel? How American are you?
You're the biggest cracker I know. Come
I
on.
don't even know where. I don't even know where a Cracker Barrel is. I'm not sure I've
Phelan,
ever seen one.
I think Phelan is the closest one to you, Aaron.
Oh yeah, I don't go to Phelan.
Yeah,
That's,
no one goes to Phelan unless you want meth.
because Phelan is like where they dump all the sex predators, like when they release them from jail. That's got like the highest population. Last I heard. Sorry, Phelan.
I was gonna say, wait. So were we making a joke that Cracker Barrel is actually just a feeling? It's the friends we made along the way.
That's right. Maybe the real Cracker Barrel.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh man, our whole panel today is a whole barrel of crackers.
Oh, holy diversity, Batman.
But I like Cracker Barrel. My grandma used to love it. When I was back home on vacation, I took the wife and kids and my dad to Cracker Barrel. Got chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Mac and cheese, dude.
Well, I'll tell you this: having never been, but seeing like what Cracker Barrel was versus what the brutalist, stripped down, sterile aesthetic that they're trying to turn it into. If I drove past one, I'd be far more inclined to go into the former Cracker Barrel than I would the very boring and sterile Cracker Barrel that they're trying to create.
I got nothing to say about the CEO being a woman in charge.
I got nothing to say about the fact that it looks like Blake Lively with glasses and jowls.
That she's got the glasses that you just immediately know what you're in for.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
like just you might as well get the septum piercing, honey.
But-
like just complete the.
look at her. It looks like
Go for
Blake
it.
Lively's uglier older sister.
It does.
Well,
That was
who cares
the-
about what she looks like? I'm talking about fucking Cracker Barrel here. An American institution
I'm saying that you
cannot
people
can
see
fucking
You know what's happening. You know why it's happening.
yeah, whatever. But can old white people not have a place in America to go have a fucking cheap dinner?
No.
Well,
apparently that is the corporate mandate of America in 2025. Fuck old white people.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Dylan, you've been to a Cracker Barrel, right?
Yes.
There's a fucking charm to the place. You get the little wooden game. You can go to the store before you get into the restaurant.
Game,
Yeah, it was a good time. It's been forever since I've been to a Cracker Barrel. It's been since a little kid. We don't have them out here in Washington. But yeah, I went to Cracker Barrel when I was a kid several times. I really always look forward to looking around the store. Yeah, it was a good time.
I was there like 6 months ago. Great.
Look at that, young Doc.
When I was a kid, when I was young.
I was there 6 months ago. There's one like 25 minutes from my house if I'm on my way
Okay.
to the airport.
I thought you were saying Dylan was a kid 6 months ago.
Oh, no.
I was like, dang, he's not that young.
He's pretty young.
Well, I mean, yes, 6 months ago, he was probably still a child.
But I don't know, man. We gotta make everything less fun and less interesting. Everything needs to be like some sterile, watered down, one color bland logo, and
They
there shouldn't be any art or interesting things on the wall. Nothing should have a vibe or feeling to it. They
Hey.
should all just look the same.
when they did it to TGI Fridays back in the early 2000s, I knew that was going to be the problem. Any place that has a bunch of random shit hung on the wall needs to not take the random shit off the wall.
An alligator wearing sunglasses. Now I've seen everything.
TGI Fridays, yeah, you used to have all the bling on the stickers.
Yes, and
suspenders
now
shit.
and then they got rid of it about 15, 20 years ago, and it just kept going downhill, and now there's virtually no TGI Fridays.
No, they closed the one by me.
Yeah, I hate it.
Man, it's time to go back. Dylan doesn't even know what it's like to walk into a Pizza Hut and expect to play like Pac-Man or something. There's some great video games, have a great salad bar.
Well, no, hold on. America has started bringing back what they're calling Pizza Hut classics. There's one not that far from
I
me.
used to go to the Pizza Hut buffet. That was a good
Yeah,
time.
it has the
Oh, yeah.
buffet. It's got the table, like the one table up near the counter that you can sit at and play Pac-Man while you're eating eating pizza. It's got the pitchers. It's got, they serve beer.
Does it have the red chandeliers?
Yeah, it has the red chandelier with the checkerboard tablecloths. Yes, that's called Pizza Hut Classic now.
That's what I want, and I want McDonald's Classic then too. I want to go back and I want to see the little hamburger chairs for the kids.
Hamburger chairs.
No, hold on.
Scared everybody?
Here,
Hamburglar.
we are on the right path because McDonald's is now, they've started a marketing thing with bringing back McDonald Land. And
but the original McDonald Land was like the inspiration for Murder World.
I know.
It was so terrifying.
I understand that, but no, like the Fry Guy seats and the Mayor McCheese jail, where you can send your child to jail in McDonald's.
The apple pie tree.
Yep. But no, they're in the process of bringing a lot of that stuff.
Mayor McCheese was shifty as fuck. Why are we bringing that part back?
No,
dude.
I'm not sure if they're going to bring back Evil Grimace or not, though. Because remember, Grimace started as evil, and he had 2 extra arms.
I want a proper-sized Big Mac in the styrofoam container.
Yes.
When will Mayor McCheese's administration capture the Hamburglar? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
They're in cahoots.
And where does Captain Crook fit in?
But no, they're bringing that stuff back now.
For some reason, Pizza Hut just decided that they were going to be like a sports bar.
Yeah,
You're not even supposed to go in there and eat.
They're going to be like what's the wing place?
Wing Street.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, either one of those.
Oh.
Or Wingstop.
Well, Wingstop, you're not supposed to eat there. They actually make it like so ugly on the inside that you just get your wings and leave.
Well, that
genius.
Pizza Hut, most of them a number of years ago moved to the takeout and delivery only model, but in the last couple of years, I think it was about 2 years ago they started doing like the ones that actually are in the Pizza Hut shaped buildings too.
Oh
The
yeah,
red roof.
Yeah, they're bringing those ones back now. It's slow. I don't think they're going to have as many. I mean, we all know that car dealership or the random insurance agency that you're sitting there going, yeah, you were a Pizza Hut before. You can't really get away with this.
Check cash, please.
Look at that
Yes.
roof.
Yeah.
it's like when the old classic Taco Bell is like something else, and you're like, no, you're not an Alberto's. You're a Taco Bell from the 90s.
Alberto's is good though, by the way. Alberto's is really good.
They finally tore down like the last classic round table that was in my area. Like it's been sitting vacant forever, but it's like that building was clearly, an old school round table. I want that back.
Yeah.
And if your round table doesn't have a final fight game, your round table is bullshit.
Also, they finally started ripping down all the Ponderosas too.
We tear down our history in this country.
No, it's time to bring Sizzler back. I want fucking Shoney's breakfast bars on every street corner. Old school Pizza Huts.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's go back to what was working.
Man.
That's right. But Taco Bell needs to bring back those 90s chairs where it was like turquoise with like purple designs on it.
Yes.
And it swiveled around? Yeah.
Yes. Everything needs reset to last known good.
I want Waffle House to come up above the Mason-Dixon line. I love Waffle House.
Oh,
What I miss about Taco Bell was the little quarter game where you could put it in there, land on there, and get like a free burrito or something. I used to like put all my dimes in there and occasionally win.
Oh, no. If
fun.
we want to talk about what we're missing at Taco Bell, 79-cent tacos instead of $3.
Double
Who would pay
Doritos,
$3 for a Taco Bell taco?
Everyone that goes to Taco Bell, because that's the price of a fucking taco at Taco Bell.
How are they
now.
not gone under? Are people that lazy that they'd rather pay $3 for a Taco Bell taco than the 50 cents they could make their own?
It's a Pepsi loss leader. It's just
Yes.
It is. It's a Pepsi loss leader, the same way that Subway. I mean, who the hell's paying $15 for a goddamn Subway sandwich these days? But apparently they're still in business.
Yeah, you can go to Jersey Mike's.
You go to Jersey Mike's and get a sandwich. You can go to Firehouse Subs and get a $15 sandwich, and it's way better than Subway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Subway sucks.
Subway's probably still paying off all those Jared lawsuits.
Yeah.
They need to go back to $5 footlongs or get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they also need to go back to actually footlongs. Because remember, they're only 10 inches.
Sully, you're right. Fast food aficionados does happen a couple times a year.
It does happen a few times a year.
Right
It's
into it.
naturally. Yeah, it's part of the show, kids.
My bad. I'm very passionate about this stuff. You know, I was just.
We have to go back. We have to go back. Like, look, you see Gen Z. Like, I see all these articles that are about Gen Z are pining for shopping malls. You know, and there's like all these Gen Zers talking about like, yeah, man, malls seem really cool. Why don't we have that? It's like, yeah, why don't you have that? Why don't why can't you walk into an arcade anymore? That's what the people want.
Dude, you guys need to move to the Philippines. They only make malls. None of them are outdoors, and there's like 3 arcades in every mall.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Not really arcades. They're like kids' casinos because my kids just go and play the games to win tickets to get a prize.
I am, however. Oh, apparently, though, Chuck E. Cheese is doing another model that's going to be the adult Chuck E. Cheese. I'm like, that's just Dave and Buster's.
It is, but you have Chucky there.
But is there like an animatronic rat?
No, we got to bring back the one from fucking what was it? Showbiz Pizza. Remember that thing that would come out of the stump and scare everybody because he was so frightening?
Yeah.
Bring back the filthy rat casinos of our childhood.
Exactly.
The child rat casino.
I took my kids to Chuck E. Cheese for their big birthday party when we were back home. They loved it.
Interestingly enough, there is if you go on to like Uber Eats, there's every town, weirdly enough, has the same pizza franchise that you've never seen because it's just Chuck E. Cheese's pizza. Sold under a different name through Uber Eats.
So many restaurants do that.
I know.
Roast pizza.
Oh, if you want gross pizza, you just go to Little Caesars because you can get it hot and ready for $5.
In all honesty,
It's not $5 anymore.
What?
If you want gross pizza, you go to Canada. It's something in their national character. They just don't know how to make a good pizza.
Do they put gravy on their pizza too?
They might. Are they doing their fries? And I went to
I don't think gravy makes anything worse. I would take gravy on a pizza.
Dude, gravy and mashed potatoes pizza, dude. I could do that. I went to a pizza.
Remember when they did the fucking KFC bowls where you had like mashed potatoes and fried chicken and corn and gravy over it? That sounds like what you're talking about. Yeah, gravy, mashed potato pizza. I'd eat it.
Oh God! Once you add the tomato in there, that's just wrong.
Okay, General Balzac, I'm going to fight you on this. Little Caesars is not terrible. You just have to know what to do. Yeah. So what you do is you get the Little Caesars pizza. You ask for extra cheese. Then you do pepperoni, sausage, pineapple, and jalapeno. You get sweet heat. You get your meat distribution on there. It's a good pizza.
It's a $6 pizza, and even a bad pizza is good. So therefore, it's
exactly
terrible compared to other pizza places. But for $6, it's the best meal you can get in America.
Oh man,
hot and ready fucking.
It actually might be for $6. No, if we give this a little bit of time to think about, I think it actually might be the best $6 meal in America these days because remember, McDonald's and Wendy's don't have their. Well, no, you can get a Wendy's double stack meal for $6. So it's kind of a toss up.
Yeah, but then you got to throw a little extra in for the chili so you can have something to dip your fries in, and it goes.
No, never get the chili. That is filthy. There's like rat droppings in the chili.
Delicious.
The FDA allows up to 4 rat droppings in that little thing of chili.
Also,
I wish they'd add 5 just for the flavor because that shit was yummy.
Also, what you do, fuck the chili for dipping your fries. You wait until right around New Year and you buy their $1 Frosty key tag, and then you get a Junior Frosty every single time you go, and so that you have your Frosty to dip your fries in.
But that chili, I will dip my burger in. I will dip anything in it. It's so delicious, Eric.
Yeah, no, I'm down. You know, it's like Wendy's is good, and their app is really good. Like their app gives you really good deals. It's like, hey, if you come in today and you buy anything, we'll give you a 6-piece chicken nugget. And you're like, oh shit, I want that. You know,
I'll buy a
not
drink.
worth it if you get
I'll get a
nuggets with
tea
it.
and you know, and have some spicy nugs.
Yeah. So I guess we should probably not continue the fast food aficionados for too much longer, but these things do happen
It's a
every
magazine
once in a
segment.
while.
This is-
we do.
This
Quite a
week,
passionate discussion, though. I love it.
this week on
Seriously.
Fat Fucks Aficionados.
Yeah.
You can
like
hear
that.
Sully gaining weight just by listening to the pizza.
We do have a couple of new channel backers on YouTube that we want to give a shout out to. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Brent Wall, aka Night Strike, the protector of Ironclad City, as well as JD, the Storm Warden himself, the protector of Cyclone Harbor. Really appreciate you supporting the channel. Hope you're enjoying all the extra videos and podcasts. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, there is a link to channel memberships and Patreon in the video description. And we do have a few people saying here. We got Callum jumping in here. Gentlemen, should men go back to Disney after enduring years of ridicule, misandry, and vindictive messaging? So I guess this is the article that Disney has no idea, Dylan, how to bring back the male audience.
Yeah, they just, they got Star Wars and Marvel, and they they completely changed them. They're like, why are we scaring away Gen Z boys? Well, I don't know. It's a complete conundrum. It's so hard to figure out.
Yeah, they probably just need to make good Star Wars movies. That should probably fix it, right?
I might do it. Maybe. Who knows at this point? Or just keep taking those movies, make them very shitty, and then spread them out into 6-episode TV shows.
Yeah. But they're also trying to make Pirates of the Caribbean into a girl franchise, aren't they?
They were, but now they're trying to get them back. They're trying to actually bring Jack Sparrow back, because originally they were going to, when the whole Amber Heard stuff was happening, they're like, all right, he's out, and I think they're going to do Margot Robbie, like she was going to come in, and then the whole verdict happened and everyone switched with that whole Amber Heard thing. They're like, oh, we can get him back now. And so now they're trying, but apparently he's like, all right, give me $1 billion to come back.
$1 billion and a bunch of alpacas is what he said.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, so he's giving a big F you to Disney, which is hilarious and what they deserve. But yeah, they're trying to work out. Also, I don't even know if I want to see a 6-year-old, very out of shape Jack Sparrow. I don't know.
I don't know. I think the more out of shape and terrible Johnny Depp looks, the better it is. It's just like, the older and fatter the Ghostbusters got, you could have kept doing movies because it's just funnier. Bunch of schlubby exterminators,
But it feels like they've been the own architects of their own demise here, Aaron. You're the reason this happened. Why are you sitting here putting your hands in the air? It's your decisions.
Yeah, it's and the idea that you're going to we need to create new IP. You have no ability to create new IP. You've lost that. And nobody wants to come and create new IP for you, because why would you want to come and give your best ideas to a company that's going to destroy them and then give you nothing?
Their most successful new IP is Bluey, and they didn't create it.
No, and it's like they don't own it. So, it's like they just license it. So it's ridiculous. It's like you've done everything to drive men away. And then the guy that they hire, what's the first thing he does? He hires the woman from Paramount. Paramount's what, $15 billion in debt? What has she created? What do you think she's created that's drawn in boys? It's
Star Trek, right?
You have to. Disney's culture will not allow them to create things that appeal to men, because their culture is a feminized culture. It's, they always have to, look, we put all these women in positions of power. Yeah, those women don't know how to program for men. They don't know how to speak to men. You need actually masculine men in there creating things like you used to have back in the day, because all those guys, you look at the guys who created all this stuff. They were men who went to war and men who had lived life. You had your Jack Kirby's, cigar chomping, probably womanizing.
There's women that know how to do that. Karen Travis can fucking cook when it comes to Star Wars, but they choose not to hire people like that.
Well, the expanded universe doesn't exist. See, there's no books or they don't have anything like that for Star Wars.
And they have no source material.
No source material to draw from.
None at all.
So that's all that Filoni does, is steal from the expanded universe and then give you a very shitty version of what used to be good.
I can't wait for Zendaya to play Mara Jade. They're gonna hook her up with Ahsoka, and they're gonna have the whole rainbow lightsaber thing, man.
I can't wait for Pedro Pascal to be Exar Kun when they ruin the Old Republic like they have everything else.
Yeah. Bella Ramsey's
Pascal
gonna make
is
a hell of a
written.
Jedi.
He's already
It's-
Mando, so they're not.
It doesn't
gonna cast
matter.
someone
It
else.
doesn't matter. They just, let's just do some different facial hair. Make him wear a little.
Time
We won't shave the mustache. So just give him a little flavor saver. He's a whole different guy.
I don't know
Have
about
you
you,
seen
Dylan,
these?
but fucking throwing some fucking goss in there on a Starfighter fucking movie kind of got me going.
I mean, yeah, Ryan Gosling and that. That's the next thing to be excited about for Star Wars. It's the only thing that it gives a little hope because everything else they've announced. They're doing a Rey movie. Don't know who that's for.
So it's going to be Star Wars 8 or 10, A Little
Mhm.
Hope.
Mandalorian and Grogu, and then there's like the first
Ahsoka
Jedi or
season
something.
2.
Yeah, we got the first Jedi movie.
I heard there's
But that
Ahsoka
could be hit
season
or
2.
miss because that's the guy that's James Mangold, who did the last Indiana Jones movie, but also did Ford versus Ferrari and 310 to
He's
Yuma.
done a
So
million great
yeah,
movies before.
he's
that.
done some great movies and he's done some ass movies.
He did
So
Logan, right?
yeah, he did Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
That was a mid movie.
Yeah, Logan was
I
really
agree.
good, but I'm all about some fucking Gosling, dude. He's great. Every dude loves Gosling.
I don't.
Oh, come on.
Caleb says last week's topic, just my opinion, but I think She-Hulk broke the audience more because that was the studio's feelings towards them.
That's a good point, but I don't think enough people watch She-Hulk or know. I think that
Yeah.
people are way checked out already. But that did show the contempt for the audience that these writers have.
It was a smoking gun of sorts to say, hey, listen, this is really what they think about you. Look, I mean, they're saying it right here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, again, if a Hollywood exec insults Middle America in an empty room, did it even happen?
Well, it does because Nerdrotic covered it.
Oh yeah,
right.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
there
more
you go.
people watch Nerdrotic's reviews of it than watch
Probably.
the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
there's a lot of stuff I don't even bother with. I just go and I enjoy the content that people on YouTube produce
too.
about it more than the thing.
It would be quicker to watch the shows. I mean, I watch so many of those capsule review shows from like Drinker, Gary, like all down the line. And it would have been less time just to watch the show and form my own opinion. But that
I'll
would have taken-
throw EFAP on and listen to Mahler and the guys tear apart the Lilo and Stitch movie for 11 hours, not all at once, but just like in the background. And it's like I won't give Disney the time of day. I won't give these studios the time of day. So what does that tell you? It just tells you that they've driven us off. We're done.
Jacqueline 2 says, don't read the Infernal Hulk #1 solicitation for November. There are major spoilers. So I have not done my solicits analysis for the November stuff yet. But apparently we need to stay away from Infernal Hulk, Dylan. Otherwise, we're going to have the Incredible Hulk run spoiled.
Yeah, I'm glad he said that because I have not looked at the solicitations and I do not want to get that spoiled for me because that's the one Marvel comic that I have on my pull.
But aren't you a little curious now? Wouldn't you like me to bring it up and see what's going on in there?
No. I
No,
want to get spoiled. I want to wait.
There you go. So, spoiler warning. If you're going to look at the solicitations, close your eyes when you get to Infernal Hulk #1 because it might spoil some major events that are going to happen at the finale of Incredible Hulk if you're enjoying it. And I am.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Caleb says Friday Night Tights, you shouldn't see what they had to say about James Gunn and Peacemaker. I could be wrong, but I don't think he has a plan. Or I think you should have seen what they had to say.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
Nor have I. He's got a 10-year plan. That's what he told everybody.
Right. That's what he tells everybody, though. Like, I got a plan.
But I mean,
What do you think?
It could be don't die.
What do you think, Tommy? You watched Peacemaker. Does it feel like he doesn't have a plan?
No, I think he has a plan. I just whether we'll like his plan or not, that's a different story. I feel like he definitely has a plan. He kind of laid out the plan early on, and it seems like he's sticking to the plan. So I'll give him that. Again, Peacemaker might be good. I just did not enjoy the first episode, and I just thought it was so unnecessary and over the top. I'm hoping the rest of it is good. I do want to watch it. I did really enjoy season 1. I thought it was a lot of fun, and so we'll see. But I think he has a plan. Whether you like his plan or not, that's a different story. Doesn't mean he doesn't have a plan, though.
It's weird though, right? To go from like, here's our plan. It's Superman. Everybody go see Superman. We're trying to rebuild the universe. This is the entry point. And then the very next project is a hard R, almost pornographic TV show on Max. Like that's the next step.
Based off of a character from the previous incarnation of the universe.
Well, they wiped that out, Doc, because they changed the end scene, so it's no longer the Justice League from the previous universe. Now it's the Justice Gang.
Exactly.
You know,
which is why he wanted the Superman to come out on streaming before, because they did make that change in episode 1.
I don't think that's true. I think that's just an excuse. I don't think he knew that was going to happen, and they just sprung it on him, and then he had to pivot, and because we know James Gunn will lie. You know, he told us that The Flash was the best superhero movie he'd ever seen.
Yeah,
maybe.
I also wonder if Peacemaker season 2 was already mapped out even before Superman.
It most likely was, yeah.
So it was part of his plan, but I feel like this storyline was already built, and they had to make some changes based on everything that happened in Superman.
I think Supergirl's going to flop hard.
Good, yeah.
I hope so. On my bed.
And he said, "Should I be worried about the next Spider-Man movie because that very boring blonde from Black Widow and Thunderbolts might be in it?"
Yeah,
Elena Belova, she's the best thing about fucking. She's great. As far as the new character, she's pretty decent.
She's not an issue. You should be worried that they're stuffing 800 different characters in that movie. When the initial thing was like, oh, now it's Peter on his own, finally.
Yeah.
After 3 movies
more
that teamed up
Zendaya.
and being all MCU, now it's street-level Spider-Man on his own. They're like, actually Hulk's in it, actually Punisher's in it, actually Black Widow's sister's in it. Yeah, we got everyone.
I'm sorry. I
think
think that chick has all of the acting range of a fucking wooden block. She might as well be Kristen Stewart.
You like the Fast and the Furious franchise led by the widely talented Vin Diesel that has one personality.
I know. I don't expect. He's not boring though.
He is so jarring every time you go back to watch Saving Private Ryan. It's just like, oh god, Vin Diesel's here.
Go watch Boiler Room.
He's good.
You don't think because we're a family is boring?
Family.
I think Riddick's his best character. I think that's the only way. That's the only place that Vin Diesel's persona
Because it's
really
Vin Diesel
works.
with goggles on.
Yeah, but it's like,
He looks a little more interesting.
they write to him though. It's like the lines that he has to deliver are like within his wheelhouse.
Yeah, and now he's just the whatever the party leader is in his D&D campaign with race cars.
I don't mind Elena Belova. I certainly don't mind Florence Pugh or whatever her name is. I think she's perfectly fine. As far as the new character, she's one of the better ones.
She was the best part of that terrible Black Widow
actress
movie.
too, I think.
Yeah, she definitely was the best part of the Black Widow movie.
She seemed pretty good in the Hawkeye show, for what the clips I've seen. You know,
Yeah,
her
she
versus
was.
Kate Bishop.
This is a weird Doc thing. I don't think anyone else has a problem with her.
I just don't think she's very interesting.
I never saw that movie where she played Paige. The wrestling movie.
Wrestler.
Yeah, never saw that, so I don't know.
Wrestling
if
with your family or something?
Yeah,
Right.
What? That was a terrible name for a movie, by the way.
Fighting with my family.
There you go. Yeah. So no, I wouldn't be worried about White Widow. She's great. I'd be worried about Zendaya. Why is she here? He's supposed to never remember her again. What?
We want to never remember her again.
Maybe it's just flashbacks. Like, you know, he's pining for her, and then he finds a new girl, and he goes, "Oh, all right."
Jagron, do you think Marvel Knights The Punisher is worth picking up? 100% absolutely, and you should do it immediately because you will love it.
Yes.
Or is
We
he
got
talking
that-
about the new one?
the new one from Jimmy
The new
Palmiotti?
one. The upcoming one with Palmiotti.
The new one
and
looks good.
Panosian.
I'm gonna
But
say
it's
yes
got
to both. though.
Panosian on art, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm gonna get it
Anything-
just for that. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna get it for. Yeah, but I like Jimmy too.
He's
Anything?
fine.
I'd
Jimmy's
say
not a reason not to read a book.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Palmiotti.
Will there be a red band?
go away.
I don't.
No.
Get a bag.
You can go get go buy Garth Ennis' Welcome Back, Frank. Definitely.
But yeah, and then get the new one too. I'm gonna read it for certain. I know Dylan will read it. You're not even a Marvel guy.
Yeah, no,
Remember-
but I'll read that. I like
Remember when
Punisher.
Punisher was like an avenging angel? Remember that?
Oh,
And then remember when he was Frankencastle?
That was hilarious.
when they turned
Yeah,
him into
Frank
the
Castle was
That was
fun.
after Dakin cut him up, and so he became Franken-Castle. Yeah, that was Rick Remender. That was fun.
Calum says, I've been getting good word of mouth of Primitive War, Vietnam with dinosaurs with Tricia Helfer, who will always be Black Cat to me. Hope to see it. So that's the lady from
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
It's
So
funny
there's
story.
a Vietnam War movie with dinosaurs?
Yeah, it's called Primitive
Yeah.
War. Looks okay. I mean, I haven't. The
How
trailers
could it
look
be
okay.
bad?
I think it's given fans what disgruntled Jurassic Park fans what they want, which is we want a violent dinosaur movie where people are just getting shredded by big reptiles.
I
I'm
watched
sorry,
that
big
new one.
birds.
I watched that new one. It was fucking bad.
But I saw it's on Dockbuster Video.
I was so look. It's hard to fuck up dinosaurs chasing idiot humans around an island.
They've done it
They
for like
managed
6 movies. What do you mean? They messed that up so many times.
It's funny when you watch we've talked about this before, but you watch the first Jurassic Park and it has ideas and it has philosophical and moral questions, and then there's just none of that in the rest of the movies. Well, maybe a little bit in like.
Well,
2
the
and 3,
only idea that they've run with is corporate espionage, trying to make more dinosaurs or like weaponize them or turning them into a commodity.
Or
That's
This
like the
one-
one thing that flows through all of them,
this one's
which is the
about
most boring part.
this one's about get DNA samples from cloned dinosaurs. How did you not already
they-
have these? So that
cure
you can
Cancer.
make a heart disease drug.
Yeah, it's Big Pharma is the bad guy in which fair play, they should be, but that's the whole plot. And somehow like people are not interested in dinosaurs. People have like lost interest, and the dinosaurs have died out now. So it's like basically the Jurassic World movies are the Resident Evil of the Jurassic Park franchise, where it's like they set something up at the end of a movie and then just completely dismiss it in the first 5 minutes of the next one because they don't know what to do with it.
So it's all the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, exactly right.
The bad guy in Jurassic Park should be Tyrannosaurus Rex and raptors.
Every movie.
Every movie.
No, the T-Rex is the hero now that always shows up at the end and saves the day and kills the other
Yeah,
dinosaur.
at least in this one, the T-Rex wasn't a hero. He was just taking a nap and then wanted some lunch.
And then he never seen again.
He should have ate the
I
whole
was fine
family,
with
though.
that.
I wanted him to eat that whole family.
And that D-Rex thing, that is
They're
like
always
most. It was the dumbest and most poorly designed.
There
Di-
always
like-
has to be one of those in
Yeah,
every one
but-
of these movies. It's
Like
so
the
stupid.
Raptorsaurus from Jurassic World, at least didn't look retarded. This thing looked like
Yeah.
Godzilla's retarded cousin.
I will check out Primitive War.
Design.
I'm a
I like
dinosaur
the
fan.
design, but not for Jurassic Park. Like if it was in a Star Wars thing, I would dig it.
Kalichioki hearing an orgy in Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1 was not in my bingo card for James Gunn. If I wanted to see naked sex, I just watch porn.
There's a
happening to
hub
tell
for
me?
this.
I'm thinking it's that it had some corporate syzygy with the
Scissoring.
scissoring. No, it's literal corporate syzygy with the Black Label title. That's my first guess.
That's what they're going for, yes.
Yeah.
That wonderful multi-billion-dollar producing Black Label title that no one's heard of. It's like
It was pretty fun though. I mean, I just tuned into that peripherally, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is pretty fun." And a little
I have no
oversized.
problems with the first season. It was raunchy. It was over the top. It was self-deferential, and there's a lot of stuff to enjoy about that one. It's not really Peacemaker, and it's certainly not really Vigilante, but it's not like they went too far. But it was not on my bingo card either, Dylan. I was not expecting to hear that.
I mean, I was. If you've seen the first season, then yeah, you expect stuff like this. And if you saw the trailer, you definitely expect stuff like this. This doesn't surprise me at all.
I don't watch trailers
honest.
for streaming shows. Why would I?
Because they put them out. You got stuff to do. Just look,
Nah.
it takes 2 minutes.
I don't do.
You don't review the trailers and just say that they're going to be great, Wes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Some kind of tourist?
Shumagorath!
Oh my god, they're bringing Ray back! Yay, Z!
Oh, Lockjaw! I love Lockjaw! Let's effing go! It's peak fire, bro.
What was the
Millennium
is it
Falcon.
Red Letter Media or whatever that had like they had the TV and it was like insert trailer later as they're freaking out. Like, oh my god, that's hot! It's fucking Millennium Falcon. Great.
Yeah, the Nerd Crew is like one of the greatest things that they've
They
ever
just did
given
a
us
big
with.
Star Wars video. That was pretty good too.
Oh, did they?
Red
Yeah,
Letter
check it
Media,
out.
Pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I should definitely check that out. But that was great because I've seen channels definitely like that. Then he says, Warner Brothers legit needs to stop hiring second-rate help from Marvel. First Joss Whedon, now James Gunn. Just because they're successful in one spot doesn't guarantee success for you.
This is DC's MO for literally the last 50 years. Doesn't matter if it's comics or television or movies. They just want Marvel's sloppy seconds.
I wouldn't call Gunn second rate, considering he made like one of the maybe the most beloved comic book movie trilogy over at Marvel. I think he's different than Whedon.
I understand that, but at the same, but I'm not really talking so much about them being second rate. I don't really.
I know. I'm addressing the comment, not
Yeah.
what you just said.
But
Yeah.
I mean, literally going back to Jack, like they've just, if Marvel had them, it doesn't matter whether they're at their prime, well past their prime, never had a prime. If they worked for Marvel, DC will throw stupid money at them and then have nothing as a result.
Bendis is coming. You guys remember that?
That's a threat.
Bendis is breathing heavy.
Don't worry, we have Dan Slott on a new Superman book.
Yeah.
In 2025.
I mean, how many of those
Omnibus coming up for Batman.
all new, all different creators from
Yeah, but he's
Marvel
talking about the
ended up-
movies. It's that's different.
No, but it's the same thing. It's because
But it's the
comics has become a Hollywood microcosm where it's like the same rules apply. You fail upwards.
and DC corporate and Marvel corporate have kind of taken on that same the whatever their comic division did. They basically took that same philosophy and blew it up onto at the higher levels.
HH from Sigma Comics. Aaron, I'm off this weekend and I heard that pineapple comment. No pineapple on pizza. I'll show you guys some good eating at New York
He
Comic
is
Con.
correct.
No, pineapple belongs on pizza. The
No, it
fucking
does not.
Hawaiian style pizza is a fucking staple of pizza now. It's accepted, and you guys need to get over it. It
No.
ain't going away.
Absolutely not.
It's
Fruit
fine.
doesn't belong on a
I'm not
fucking
saying you
pizza.
have. I'm not saying that you have
Salty
to
and
like
sweet
it.
goes together. What do you want?
Put a chocolate bar on it. Don't put fucking fruit on it.
What kind of fruit? Because I've seen kiwi on a pizza, and it's weird, and I don't understand it, but I've seen it.
Yeah,
Is kiwi a vegetable or a fruit?
Hey man, I'm a
Kiwi's a
chef,
fruit.
man. You can have anything on your pizza that you want within the bounds of sanity. I mean, whatever if you think it tastes
Yeah, but-
good, put it together,
but
man.
Hawaiian pizza is not some fringe pizza anymore.
No,
it's
it's
on
great.
every menu in America. It's a widely accepted
Mhm.
pizza. I don't know why you guys are still being so closed off and you won't open yourself up to
Your
the modern
palates.
fucking world of pizza.
Hitting pineapple on pizza is like being that guy that used to be like, I don't even own a TV.
Dude.
Exactly.
It
Bacon,
honestly,
chicken, and jalapenos
pineapple on
that, too.
pizza.
Mm.
Yeah. You know,
Oh,
what,
see, that sounds good.
you know what else also became
It's like
normalized in the
anchovies
last
on
10
pizza.
years?
You might not like
Sticks
it,
with
but it's
dicks.
there. All right? Just
Doesn't
don't
make
order
it normal.
What do you, Dylan, would you rather have anchovies or pineapple on pizza?
Pineapple. obviously.
Pineapple.
I used to work at Papa John's, and the anchovies and artichoke hearts were the two most disgusting things people would put on pizza.
If my choice is between anchovies and pineapple pizza, I will eat fucking rocks.
But you will accept that the fucking anchovy pizza should be on the menu because it's been there since you were a kid.
No, I don't believe that anchovies should be on the menu either.
It's an established fucking pizza topping, dude. You can't argue with it. It's precedence.
It's still gross. It's been gross for 50 years, 60 years, 80 years. I don't give a shit. It never should have been there in the first place.
Whatever, man. Fucking Hawaiian pizza's delicious. You guys are crazy.
You're
Salt
wrong.
and sweet goes together. Everyone knows that.
Wes, read Fiddle Chip's comment.
Yeah, pineapple pizza they
Today,
gave or
orgies
just tomorrow.
What is
Slippery
it?
slope. He's got a point. Wes likes things salty and sweet, so at least
Yep.
you know.
Now you guys are gonna make it weird. Oh God.
The egg incident was only the beginning.
Pineapple pizza today.
Whatever.
Letting
Mr.
dudes in the
DC
women's
Comics.
room tomorrow.
Deadpool versus Wolverine making $1 billion last year. Do you think that was the wake-up call Disney needed? Will the X-Men movies be masculine to save them?
No.
Well, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie is the same thing that made the Spider-Man No Way Home. Not that it wouldn't have been successful without it, but in the Doctor Strange movie successful. It's just a cameo fest, and it
that's
probably gave them the wrong lesson that they just need to do cameos to make their movies popular.
Why do you
Instead of
think
making
Secret
it
Wars?
sounds like
Why do you think Secret Wars has like 950 cast members already?
Well, it's Doomsday.
Yeah, they definitely learned
yeah,
the wrong
Doomsday.
lesson from it. I also think Liefeld kind of had a point where he's like, this was the most removed from the MCU that the other movie from compared to the other movies. You know,
Yep.
he didn't have sticking his hand in it. It was more of like Ryan Reynolds and I can't even remember the name of the director, like having more creative freedom with this movie compared to all the other movies where it's just Feige.
Seems
doing
when
everything.
Feige doesn't cast his gaze upon something, it actually comes out pretty decent. Like X-Men 97 was decent because Feige wasn't involved.
We
But
don't
then he
need to
gets
cast gays.
resentful.
What?
But don't-
You said casting gays.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Oh, okay.
But no, I think they learned the wrong lesson. They'll probably just make everything a cameo fest
Mhm.
until they burn that to the ground.
Because they burn everything to the ground. It's just like in the comics. It's like a gimmick that works, and then they just burn it out completely.
Doomcock was right. Cultural
Once again, the studios have just adopted the philosophies of the comics divisions.
Andrew Prowan, how is Marvel outselling DC? Overall, DC comics are better. Is Marvel really just surviving on name recognition only? It's different than that. Now, they certainly still have the market share, but they also produce, on average, about 30 to 35 more books every single month than DC do. So DC's output is much, much smaller. And if you were to have the actual sales data, I can't confirm this yet, but I will be able to do it very soon. I imagine that you would see that DC is selling, on average, per issue, probably more than Marvel.
I would
Because of all the stuff at the top, because it's so popular.
I would likely agree with that. Marvel is looking for X number of total units moved. And it doesn't really matter if they have to do that in 5 series or 500 series. Because whatever reason, it's this weird their publisher method of accounting. Like it's almost like an EBITDA process where like they're just ignoring all the costs associated with getting to that result. So it doesn't matter if you have to pay
They want revenue. They don't
20
care about
creative
profit.
teams instead of 5.
Well, and they're paying so far less too.
Yes.
They've cut their rates. The rates at Marvel are awful now. Like I pay Renzo better rates than he could make at Marvel for Kneel Before Doomface. There's just that's where they've hit, and I hate to see it because they've got some really talented people over there. Like I hate seeing Neto Diaz have to work on those X books every month because he's so damn talented and he could be doing some really great stuff. But that's who they pair him with.
But I imagine pound for pound, DC is doing better. But Marvel is certainly propped up by their reputation, the fact that they have more longevity, and people or there are more Marvel zombies out there than DC zombies. But
That was the next point
Yeah.
to make. Marvel does get a bit of a pass. You get your Spider-Man readers. I mean, there's probably 40,000 units, 30,000 units every single month that never get opened. The books, they get sold. The cover never gets cracked open.
So that's what it is. I wonder if DC will actually overtake them, but they have hollowed out the rest of the sales on the rest of the line, basically with the Absolute Universe. So there's definitely give and take there. Baja Cat, Disney's damaged the MCU brand so badly a solo Spider-Man film can't stand on its own. They have to jam 20 other character cameos and a neutered Punisher in to try and draw fans into a Spider-Man film.
I disagree. I have a different perspective on that.
I think they it probably can stand on its own, but they're so scared and they're so gun shy at this point. They feel like they have to back everything up with the cameo.
Oh, I think
I
not
don't
only
think that's it at all. I think that they know Spider-Man is popular. They know Spider-Man will get ticket sales. So what they're doing is they're putting their regular MCU heroes in there to try to get the Spider-Man rub.
They want the rub.
Yeah.
They're hoping that you'll see
Exactly.
Elena in there and then care about her so that you'll go to see Avengers Doomsday. That you'll care about, and people used to care about the Hulk. And then once he became Ruffalo Hulk, it's like it was just Mark Ruffalo in green. Then everybody disliked him, but that's what they're hoping. Is they're hoping that the Spider-Man will give them the cool factor, just like dropping Spider-Man in a new title. The way Marvel always used to do. It's like, hey, new number 1, and Spider-Man's in it because you check it for Spider-Man, and then hopefully you'd stay around for the other guy.
You could do it with Spider-Man, Wolverine, and in the 90s it was Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, there's been several Spider-Man films, and to my knowledge, none of them have ever performed poorly. They might not have performed as well as other ones, but they've always done very, very well. And I'm sure Disney knows that Spider-Man is a brand of movies that just isn't going to fail. So
I'm right with Molo in the chat, though. He's saying that putting Ruffalo Hulk in there makes him want to skip it, and I'm in the same boat.
it's going to be Savage Hulk.
I don't care. It's still Mark Ruffalo.
It's not going to be. It's not hipster doofus Hulk.
I just don't want to support anything that gave that guy a paycheck.
Dylan, it's the Gen Z Hulk. Do you guys still like him, right?
No one's liked Hulk since the first Avengers. That was the last time he was decent. He's been bad since then. It's been depressing what they've done to him.
Yeah, he's gotten progressively worse. But hopefully Savage Hulk was cool, but no, Spider-Man's great. But you might be right, Aaron. Maybe they are trying to give him the rub. I thought they're so gun shy that they think they just have to throw a bunch of crap in there, hoping that it doesn't fail. But, good point. Jagrin, welcome back. Frank will always be my favorite Frank Castle story ever. Hello, Mr. Polar Bear.
Nice. That was great. What happened to Manyuki? She had it coming.
I like Kitchen Irish. I like that entire collected edition with all the Punisher Max stuff from Garth Ennis.
The Max stuff. Oh my god! And this turned me off to Ennis because of him being him. It was the finger clipper killer. You know what I mean? That got me. That was like, oh, that skeeved me so much. I never looked back. But everything before that,
you're soft.
I am totally. That's what my ex said.
SAWFT, right? Soft.
Soft.
Aaron, what's your favorite Punisher?
I really liked the Will Spertasio run. When he first had his solo title, when they faced him off against Kingpin. Ennis, I like a lot of his Punisher stuff, but I think that I agree with Jesse Snyder. I kind of think that he gets the Punisher wrong in a lot of ways because when you make the Punisher just loving killing, kind of like he did with the Vietnam book that he did, where he did Punisher back in Nam. And then when he has Punisher going out and just banging hookers and stuff like that. And, I think that ruins the Punisher. I like Jesse's take on it, which is that it's a fractured fairy tale. It's and then he lived unhappily ever after. I think that the death of his wife and his kids, I don't think the Punisher should be out there interested in banging at all. I think that his mission is everything. And I think that driving force that makes him the Punisher, having lost his wife and his children, right. I think he remains loyal to them. I don't think he finds anybody else. I don't think he has a romance with anybody else. I think that part of him is dead.
Right.
And so when Garth Ennis does that sort of thing, I it makes me feel like, this isn't really the Punisher that, the way that I see him.
Federico de la Casa. I've read Imperial 3 and Hickman did it again. He repeated various pages like he did in Ten of Swords. Once is okay, twice you're being lazy.
Yeah, and it was really talky too. I mean, I'm looking at Imperial number 3 and I'm like, you're just mugging all of this great art with all of these word balloons. It's just it's so verbose, blah, 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 blah. Some stuff happens and it shows you who's behind it all. And then it's got actually a really good last page, a good reveal. No spoilers. But it's still blah, 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 blah.
I didn't get to read it because there were enough books this week, and I just put that one at the end of the list because I read issue 2, and there were so many twists and turns, I didn't even realize what was happening by the end.
Oh, it was better than Excretional X-Men. Let me tell you that much. Or in Spider-Man.
Wow, I didn't read that book either.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, it's not cool when you're wasting pages and just reusing art. That sucks. Jagron2 says, I'm really sad Red Hulk and New Gods are ending. Struggling to find new books. I'm out on the Ultimate line after Ultimate failure by Camp.
That seems wise. I mean, I'm a big fan of Red Hulk. I turned on to that Reddit issue 1. It's one of my favorite Marvel monthlies. I know it's limited, but what I see, Ben Percy could probably parlay this into a new series with, Thunderbolt Ross, Machine Man, and Deathlock. And because that's a good core little team for like Black Ops stuff. So I can see something new coming out of this. And that's my opinion. I like that.
But I see where you're going, Jagron, as far as I think this is Lane, as far as finding books to replace the stuff that you're removing. But I would be looking over at DC's House of L book from Philip Kennedy Johnson. I think that one's going to be very good. We do have that Ben Percy short. I think it's a miniseries for Punisher. There are a couple of books out there that might be worth looking into. Jimmy Palmiotti, getting on another Punisher book. Is there anything that you're looking at that you've been throwing onto the to your pull list there, Tommy? What are you excited for?
Well, the one I'm really excited for is Skinbreaker, coming from
Robert Kirkman. Yes,
this thing looks phenomenal. Robert Kirkman on writing, David Finch. I mean, he's one of the best artists, I think, but his art in this is like next level. Like this is Conan the Barbarian and something blended together. I'm sure it looks dope. I mean, this is going to be super exciting.
So you're saying definitely put Skinbreaker?
Skinbreaker is going to be amazing. And I'm not a big cover guy. I usually just get the cover A and I'm good to go. But there's 10 different covers and there's some amazing artists on covers for issue 1. I might pick up 1 or 2 other ones just because they look awesome. But man, David Finch is amazing. I think this is going to be amazing. I think you're going to really like this one.
Did you throw anything on your pull list, Dylan? To give Lane a little inspiration?
I mean, Escape #1 came out this week, and I loved it. From Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna. You got anthropomorphic animals in World War II, and it's really cool. I liked it a lot, so I'd recommend checking that out. And I'm excited for the Kyle Higgins future Batman type book because I like Kyle Higgins a lot, and I'm excited to see what he does there. That looks like that could be cool.
So there's a couple of books. So you just gotta, be on the lookout for what you're interested in. Pay attention to the creative teams, and hopefully you can fill in some of the blanks. But it does suck when you're, kind of your pull list is already small and you're having to get rid of books like Red Hulk, New Gods, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kalichioki says pineapple on pizza is like chicken and waffles. No good.
What? Chicken and waffles rules.
Exactly. What are we talking about?
There's an entire empire built on chicken and waffles. Roscoe's.
Roscoe's.
I can
and
get
Bojangles.
Pineapple thing, but man, chicken and waffles is great.
Yeah, chicken and waffles are great. But why are people so shut off these days, Aaron? Why can't people open up their hearts?
It's like it's. Here's the thing. Online, hating pineapple on pizza has become like a personality type.
No, it's just awful.
No.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that have made it a personality. However, it is still objectively awful.
Federico says in Italy we can't even eat pineapple on pizza, and this is where I have a different opinion about this. Italy is its own place; it's got its own culture, and I'm not here to attack you, Federico, and your fellow Italians for not wanting pineapple on your pizza. You're missing out on something beautiful, but if it's not culturally appropriate, I don't want to force my beliefs on you.
Yes, listen, and this is just what happens. America's the melting pot. You come over here, the French bring us. They're like, hey, here it is, le croissant, and we go, no, that's a croissant, bitch. Put some ham and cheese in that. Now it's good. That's just what America does.
No.
Why show up with a can of Spam and a pineapple, and we're like, put that on a fucking pizza and eat it up. You're gonna love it. And now we got the Hawaiian pizza.
Mm-hmm. We even allow Canadian bacon on our pizzas. That's how inclusive we are.
That's just ham.
Right.
But it's ham in a perfect circle, Doc. It's different.
Yeah, perfect circle.
That's the innovation that the Canadians brought to the ham. They were like, what if it was a circle? And we were like, oh.
We have pepperoni.
What if we made it circular like the pepperoni?
If we want a pork product that's round, we have pepperoni already.
And you get okay, so guys, what do you like better? Like the thin sliced pepperoni or like the old world pepperoni that like curls up when it
like cup pepperoni?
curls
No,
up.
I want
It
the thin
becomes a
sliced
little bowl
pepperoni
for
on
the
a pizza.
grease.
But
Yeah,
if I'm
little
getting a
grease.
sandwich, I want the big ass slices, like ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A Costco, man. A Costco pepperoni pizza with the pepperoni curled up, and it's just cupping a little bowl of grease. That's the
They
best
were
pizza.
Yeah,
doing-
but that just brings
that
me back
sounds
to
so good.
being a kid and having to eat those like bologna bowl sandwiches with the bologna and cheese that you fried on the.
Fried.
Yeah.
That's like all we had because we were poor. You know, you just fry the make the bologna bowl, and then like, what do we got in the cabinet? Oh, cinnamon. Sprinkle cinnamon on it.
Yeah.
Now it's gourmet.
And then Federico says, if Spider-Man is selling 48,000, how much is X-Men? I think Spider-Man might have gone up a little bit, but I imagine X-Men and
30.
Uncanny X-Men are both routinely, and when I say routinely, probably just always under 40,000 at this point. Although it does appear that I'm probably going to be able to get access to some of these numbers sometime soon.
I'm
It'll be
gonna
very
Nice.
interesting.
I'm going.
And then you'll be called a liar in
Oh,
somebody's comment
boy.
section.
I'm gonna bet that it's around the 35 mark
Yeah.
on X-Men and Uncanny. I'm betting the secondary books are probably sub 20.
Yeah, but I think Ultimate Wolverine probably is outselling all of them. It's probably over 40,000. That's probably the best-selling X-Men book right now, I think. So very interesting. Yagrin says Yule suggested Black Cat #1.
Yeah.
I'm not that surprised. Black Cat #1 is not a bad book.
Exactly.
It's not a great book either. There's a little bit of Harley Quinn to it, where she's
Mhm.
breaking the fourth wall.
Ugh.
But if you said that you like Black Cat, and Sully might say it here in a second, I'm not going to call you stupid or anything.
Thanks.
The
I
art's
like
pretty darn good, and there's some
Yeah.
interesting things going on in there.
Till the
Look, no-
shock, silly.
Gleb Malenkov he's got a nice hiney on Felicia. Let's put it that way. And
But how are her cans?
Well,
great.
there's
She
a
looks
bath scene, and
wonderful.
they're great.
Yeah, she looks wonderful. And G. Willow Wilson's a really good writer. She's been doing really good work over at Poison Ivy on TC. That's a big sleeper over there. People have been sleeping on that one.
Well,
yeah,
G. Willow Wilson is a really okay writer.
yeah.
She's the world's okayest writer.
and
But when you narrow it down to female writers in comics, then
Yeah,
that's
She's probably #1.
right.
that's what Gail Simone used to benefit from, was that, like, yeah, she was all right.
Although I think
But
Kelly Thompson's Absolute Wonder Woman is better than what
Mhm.
G. Willow Wilson's doing. But that is not really indicative what she's done with everything else, because her Birds of Prey is still unreadable.
yeah, no, it's I think it's editorial. I think it's, you've got Snyder and everybody in there, and when you have a strong editor, you can actually get some good work out of her. But when you've got like a lazy editor, or an editor that's asleep at the wheel or is overworked and just lets her do whatever she wants, then you get books like Scarlet or Birds of Prey.
Scarlet, yeah.
Jordan Fugate. Good morning, aficionados. Hope you gentlemen have a great weekend.
Good
Thank you.
morning.
Thank
Thank
you.
Have a great weekend, dude.
Too, sir.
Appreciate it. The best around 95. Rook 7 looks litty like a titty. Okay. Excited to see
Nice.
Stag, the most out of the wardens we haven't really seen yet. Can't believe it's been a year. Well, we certainly haven't seen a lot of the wardens, but the Stag Warden, Dylan, the freaking Deer Warden that's a samurai, that's right in my wheelhouse, dude.
Yeah, looks sick. I'm excited. I can't wait for Rook to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you're going to have Jason Fabok. I'm assuming that's maybe a little bit of promotion with the return of Rook in October.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Possibly Jeff too on that same one. So we'll see. We're working on it right now. He's a little bit busy, but I'm really excited about Rook Exodus. I think that was one of the best titles of last year. The art is phenomenal. If you're not reading Rook, you are making a huge mistake in your comic book life.
Missing out.
Yeah, it
Missing
might have
out.
been the best illustrated book, just period.
Agree.
Definitely.
And I think Skinbreaker will be kind of what Rook was
Mhm.
last year, and those two will probably be the best drawn books of the year for sure.
Who's
So
writing?
definitely think about that, Lane. Rook Exodus is coming, and if you haven't checked that book out, throw it on your pull list and go read the first 6 issues, and you can thank me later. That is going to be a badass series. I'm very happy that's coming back,
Yes.
and hopefully we can get some great stuff out of that one.
I hope retailers respond and actually push it to their customers, because that's the biggest problem with the Ghost Machine. The books are
Yeah.
phenomenal, but like a lot of comic book fans or a lot of comic book customers just don't know about them.
How's the
Agreed.
Tomasi stuff doing? It kind of fell off of the Rocket Fellers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rockefellers is
Rockefellers.
fun, man. It's a
The
pretty
last
fun
issue was the best issue yet.
Yeah.
Stuff's
I
finally
saw
starting to happen.
an issue for like a Halloween special that looked good.
Mhm.
Where they were like the one of them was dressed up like Geiger and another one was dressed up like Redcoat and stuff. It looked cool.
Yeah.
So, but Halo and Hornsby was really disappointing to me personally.
Yeah.
Federico says, I remember in the 90s only DC would actually keep books around that were selling under 20K. Well, they got a lot of books under 20K right now.
Yeah, this is the entropy of the comic book industry, where they are now. I don't think that they're looking at individual title profitability so much as overall line hitting their targets for their corporate overlords. And I don't mean that in a totally derogatory way. I mean, yes, somewhat, but it's a different business model than it was before. I think that we're in a different world for these publishers, and they're just doing whatever their bosses say that they want. If it's 100,000 units, or if it's
Okay.
whatever.
Shining Diamond says, does anyone notice that kids stopped being the audience for comics and they all went to manga? How do publishers get younger readers interested again? I've definitely noticed. I've talked about it quite a bit on the channel. In fact, I will have a video out, I think on Monday, that will explain a lot of that out when it comes to the pricing issues and stuff like that. But it has certainly become very noticeable, Tommy, that the younger folks just aren't interested in the comic books. They're going straight from Dogman to manga.
100%. Yep. No, that's been an issue, I think, for a while. The stories are a lot tighter in manga. You get a lot more bang for your buck. The size is right. You could throw it in a backpack or carry it around with you. There's just a lot of really good things going on with manga. And the way they weed out bad books, I think, is a pattern for how comics should be done too. Literally, I had Rainey on, and, she's a huge manga fan, and she was kind of explaining how fans choose which titles continue and which ones don't through voting. And I think that's amazing. And that's probably one of the reasons why we have some comic books that are just not that great to read right now, is because we don't have something like that removing bad comics. So they just kind of continue. And I couldn't agree more. There's a lot of reasons, I think. Those are a couple for sure.
It almost like nothing Marvel or DC produced would be kid appropriate or friendly anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think at
Even
the
the
end
independents are really not kid appropriate. Sorry, Doc. Go ahead.
No, go. I was just going to say, at the end of the day, when the comic industry isn't reaching kids where they are.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
Boom, you nailed it. I mean,
But if you go into a Wonder Woman book, it's going to be full of wingdings and cursing. Wonder Woman should be one of the most accessible books to anybody that's a new reader and young.
Yeah. Even some of the Saturday morning stuff through IDW, I mean, they should take sections of those and put those into a manga size. And I think that would be a
I'm with you on
no-brainer.
that. Saturday morning adventures, those are great.
Yeah, Saturday
That'd be a
morning
really good
adventures.
idea.
That'd be
Really
great.
fun.
Go that in a manga size and get that out on the shelves. I think you would have a winner for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure you've noticed it, Dylan. You're the only guy in your age bracket that even likes comics. They're aware of them, but they don't read them.
Yeah, I think it's like Doc was saying, where they don't reach them where they're at. But I disagree about the not necessarily that there's not enough comics for kids, because I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I was avoiding every comic for kids. I was reading everything that wasn't for kids. If it was like, oh, this is for younger audience, like, I don't want that thing. Probably
that's for
sucks.
babies.
It's like, I want the Punisher. I want
when you were
Wolverine.
5, man. You're a weirdo.
You know, like, no, that's everyone reading comics. When you're
you were
doing
wearing
digging through back
clogs and
issues,
suspenders.
you weren't looking for the made for babies books. You're looking
No,
for the
when
good
I say
stuff.
like, there's just way too much stuff that's more in the vein of like a Dark Knight Returns than an Uncanny X-Men book, which is completely accessible to everybody. There's way too many dark themes and cursing and stuff that I just don't think is even appropriate for kids anymore.
I think
And
a little of that, but I think it's a lot of it's very expensive. They're not really reaching kids where they're at, and there's just not enough good comics as well.
Well, if you ask James Gunn, I'm betting it's because there's not enough orgy scenes.
Maybe. Federico says Shining Diamond is right. Here in Italy, almost only old guys read comics and kids read manga. now even here repackaging Fantastic Four from Byrne in manga format.
Ooh,
It's very smart.
yeah, it is.
That is the preferred format. They, as far as the sizing model, and they're completely off scale when it comes to finding new readers because they've chosen the winner.
Well, I mean, when you think of the Topolino and things like that are popular in Italy, they're digest size. So that stuff appeals to kids. It's smaller hands, smaller books. They that's what they gravitate towards. And
Smaller
because
price.
they're already they're already manga fans. So they see that and they go, oh, this is what I'm into. They're not into the larger books. So we may see a shift. I mean, it may eventually all go that way because
we're already seeing a shift. If you go look at the best sales rankings, the stuff that's actually making it there for DC or even Marvel in the top 20 selling books of the month, it's all the compact comic and premier editions, the manga size formats. Those are the only DC and Marvel books that are competing with manga. The only other superhero books are the TMNT, The Last Ronin stuff. And it's been doing that for like 4 years now. It's been crazy. So, yeah, it's not just an American thing. It seems like it's the worldwide. The kids have chosen the manga size. Speaking of reading stuff, we've got a new thing that's coming, or a new spin on an old thing. We've got the Chase variant coming to Marvel and DC. DC are going to have polybag editions with special foil covers for DCKO, and Marvel are going to have blind bags with special ratio variants for their Ultimate Endgame issue that's going to be coming out somewhat soon. Aaron, certainly as somebody that is a player of dolls, you love the dolls, you are very aware of this Chase variant scheme.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, blind boxing sucks. It's like this is just the latest gimmick. They've seen it work on the indie scene. It worked with Battle Beast, and they're going to try to take it, and they're just going to run it into the ground. Also, a foil cover, you can put it on a scale, and you can weigh which blind bags are the foil covers. So I'm sure there's some unscrupulous retailers that'll do that. It's another gimmick. It's another thing that they're going to do. It's red band. It's this. It's that. To get the same guys to buy multiple copies of the same book. It doesn't bring in anybody new. They don't know how to do that. All they know how to do is to try to dig a little further into the wallet of the people that are already there. So if you fall for it, or you're excited about it, I think you're falling for a scam, but that's, but it's up to you how to spend your money. It's not up to me to tell you. So if that's what you want, then go for it.
DC experimented with this a couple of years back. There was a Marvel did too. The X-Men Gold 30, that was the wedding issue was supposed to be the wedding of Kitty Pryde and Colossus, and ended up being the wedding of Rogue and Gambit instead. There were J. Scott Campbell variants that were in blind bags. So people were buying multiple copies. There was a Harley Quinn thing that had like a regular, I think, Terry Dodson cover, but there were J. Scott Campbell variants for those as well, and there were two different variants of different ratios. You had no idea what you were buying until so people were buying 5, 10, 20 copies of it in order to try to get the version that they wanted, the cover that they wanted. This is something that burns out readers even faster than their current ratio variant schemes. Now it's a ratio variant that you can't even see if you're getting the one that you want.
Yeah.
I'm not falling for it. You guys gave me enough shit for fucking red band. I'm not doing it again. No way.
We shamed Sully into submission.
Polybag,
bullying works.
Bring back bullying. That's the whole country went to hell when we stopped telling communists to shut the F up.
Oh man, the peer pressure around here, man. Geez, to fit in and
Sully, did you read Marvel Mutts this month? Is that one you're picking up?
No, I read the first issue, and that was I'm a sucker for cute stuff. I like fun and my funny books, but that was just that was stupid. No, it was too much talking and too many freaking characters too. You had like 20 familiars, and then you throw in all of their owners, and now you have like this overpacked freaking issue with like 40 characters. Too much talking, too much going on, and just like, you know what? No, thank you.
Dylan, are you for or against the blind bags?
I think it's stupid. I don't care about it. I don't care about it at all. It's just not up my alley.
Well, it seemed to work for Battle Beast, yeah. I mean, people had fun with that because
but people were excited about Battle Beast.
For Battle Beast, yeah.
And it seems like they're ripping off,
regardless.
Kirkman again.
Well, but here's the thing.
Kirkman's doing it, and it's a one-off. It's something to build hype, but we know what's going to happen is Marvel will try to do it with everything. They'll try to blind bag every new #1 that they can until they just burn it out for the whole industry. They can't let something be special or be occasional, or they can't. Because they're so desperate to sell books to the same people. Because I put up the comment that was it's customer manipulation. It's not consumer expansion. And that's all they know how to do. They don't know how to capture new customers. They barely know how to hold on to their old customers. They know how to lose them. They're really good at doing that. So instead, like the last 20 guys that are interested in this stuff, let's try to make them buy 20 blind bags of one issue so that we can pump our numbers up. Yeah. And and they got a foil variant. Who cares? A foil variant of a book nobody gives a shit about, or nobody will give a shit about in 4 years.
It's worthless.
What's the point?
Yeah, it's the same value as all the other 8 different variants that nobody gives a shit about because nobody gives a shit about the book.
You might as well put first issue collector's item like on the cover again, like they used to try to hype it. Because that's all this is. It's just a new version of that. It's not a first issue collector's item because people actually have to want it.
Yeah. So this is I think. This is one of those last gasps. They're going to keep going with these gimmicks until next thing you know, it's going to be blind bag. You don't know if you're getting the regular or the red band. They're gonna do the interior and the exterior variants in a blind bag. They're going to start mixing and matching all these gimmickries. They're already doing it with the foils. Now they're doing the blind bag foils. It's going to be and variant versus regular, or incentive versus not incentive. You don't know what you're getting. So now you can't even just buy and deal with, a 1 in 20 variant, fine. Maybe your LCS, you and them work it out. So you pay $20 or whatever their cost is for the other 19 copies that they would otherwise not sell. So that you can get your variant.
Yeah.
Now they can't even promise you the variant that you would otherwise pay an upcharge price for, because this one, it might be what you have to open the book in the fucking store and then find out whether or not you have to pay the store clerk an extra $25. Wait for that shit to happen. It's bound to.
It's one of the most depressing things for me as a comic book fan who goes to the LCS usually every week. I didn't go this week because I only had 2 issues in my pull, G.I. Joe and New Gods. But when you go to the shelves and I literally sometimes count the copies of all these Marvel and DC books. Like my poor LCS is just stuck with all of these unsellable merchandise.
Your LCS needs to adapt and order better. That's the problem, is that the retailers keep supporting this shit. There's never any rebellion. I guess I'll order this, and they get stuck with it because they don't look at how these things, it's like they don't know their customer base. They don't know what's going to sell. You have to actually plot this out.
It's the ratio variants that get them, because they get the 500, the 1 in 500, and they can sell a book for $500.
But that's the thing that we were just talking about. They can't even do that now with the blind bag versions, because you can't guarantee that the version that you want to buy, they can even provide it to you. They don't even know if they got it.
Yeah, but if they order an extra 400 more and they open them themselves, they might be able to have that 1 in 1,500 or the.
But if you take it out of the bag, you take it out of the bag, then it's not worth as much because it's not the original. It's the
well, you don't
Death
know
of
what
Superman
comes
all
in
over
there
again.
until you open the bag.
Exactly right. It's Schrodinger's comic book. It's everything until you open it.
There could be a 1 in 500 fucking Capullo cover here.
Yeah, it could be, or they bought 500 copies and got all A cover. They don't know. They can't even know which ones. They can't even know if they're actually not getting fucked by the publisher or the distributor. And there's not some dude in the back just holding on to all of them.
It could be the McDonald's Monopoly
I was
game.
exactly going to say that. It could be the fucking McDonald's Monopoly game, and nobody will ever know until it goes public. And somebody gets charged with a crime. And even that you didn't. How many people didn't know about the McDonald's Monopoly thing until like 10 years later?
Well,
the damage
it happened
is
right
done.
on 9/11. We're right at 9/11 is when it happened. It went right out of the news, unfortunately. That was a big deal there for a minute. But I think this is going to be wildly successful, Doc. I think people are going to go and they don't get a cover they want. They're going to go buy another one.
I don't, because they've already done this. They did it. They did it on X-Men Gold 30, the Kitty and Colossus wedding. It burned out, like they lost readers on it by 31 because of how many people got duped on it.
They still have
Harley
comic
Quinn.
book readers at that point. They just have collectors and speculators for the most part now.
I understand that, but they're not. You can only dupe people so many times. And honestly, the readers or the collectors and speculators, they're wise to the fucking game. It's the reason why. Otherwise, they'd still be just doing regular ratio variants, even 1 in 300, 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000. But those aren't working either anymore.
I mean, there's guys that are going to be opening these on Whatnot and selling them. That's who it's really for, and for the people that fall into the I need to get that.
Yeah, you're going to have a few people, but the number of people getting FOMO and being subject to that these days is so much lower than it was even 5 years ago, much less 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah, because you can pick it. You know that you can pick it up if you really, really want it. You can pick it up in a couple of years for nothing.
Yeah,
and it won't maintain any value. And if you're
but at least the DC ones are foil.
But as Aaron mentioned, all you have to do is have a gram scale in the retailer has a gram scale, throws each of the books on there. It's the same way they do with fucking Pokemon packs, and like they literally know, oh, this one weighs half a gram
the
more.
Baseball card that's got the
Yes.
piece of wood from Babe Ruth's bat.
This pack weighs a half gram more. I'm buying that one. And the retailers and the scalpers that come in the first day, the first hour, are going to get all that shit. They know it. And and those collectors, they're not as much of dumb, deceptible rubes as they were even a few years ago. We all know all the fucking tricks now.
I think their problem is that they don't have kid readers, because my 10-year-old, like when he sees that there's a Chase variant of like the Harry Potter, there's a gold version that he could get and he doesn't get the gold one, he wants to keep buying it until he gets the gold one. Like he falls for that stuff, hook, line, and sinker. Well, I don't know.
In fairness, there's also a lot of women that are doing that with the fucking Labubu dolls right now.
The Chase variants are huge. They drive Funko Pop sales. They drive everything.
Yeah, how's Funko doing?
Yeah. How is it?
It lasts for a little while. It's like you can keep people on the hook for a little while, but eventually they wise up and they realize that they've been duped.
Bad. Dylan's already probably set aside $100 to go and get some fucking DC poly.
Yeah.
Dylan already said it's stupid. I already asked Dylan. And he said it's stupid.
Nah, he's doing it. This is for his generation.
No, I don't care about blind bags. Not my thing. Variant covers have never been an attraction for me.
And that's the thing. The variant attraction altogether is
You buy the
gone.
variant because you know what you're getting. You like the artist, or oh, that's the cover that I thought was badass. Not like
100%.
oh, what if I get the Scotty Young bobblehead kid cover when I wanted the Capullo cover?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
what if I want the J. Scott? The only reason I'm buying this is because I'm a J. Scott Campbell collector.
The last variant covers that I was getting for a series was I was getting all the Lee Weeks variant covers for Superman Lost, the Christopher Priest Superman series, which wasn't very good, but the covers were great. Lee Weeks, those covers were awesome, and I got it for like every issue.
I'm a
That was the
sucker.
last time that I was like, I want those covers.
I'm a sucker for any Baroness variant cover for G.I. Joe. I'll put it that. Yeah, love them.
Yeah, so you're probably the guy.
But that's a
most
very
susceptible to this
specific.
scheme.
That's a very specific thing. Like you've narrowed it down to like one. You know, like yes, I will buy Baroness variant.
Yeah,
covers.
especially
Nah, but
more
Sully
cheesecake.
fell for variant interiors.
Yeah,
There's no way he's not falling for fucking poly bags.
I'm
He's
not
blind,
doing it
man.
again. You
But
guys
this
take me out of it.
This is exactly my point. Sully realized that he got had. Everybody realizes that moment where they got. This is just one giant long con, and you can only con people so many times before they can't be a mark anymore. And Marvel and DC are both running out of marks because they're not
But it
making new
also-
ones.
It also speaks to like where they are. You got this big DCKO event. Scott Snyder's attached to it. The Absolute Universe, the hottest thing, but they still have to throw something on there to
Yeah.
increase the sales.
Yeah, because their product can't stand on its own merit anymore under any circumstances.
I miss when people used to read comics. I miss when the interior and what was going on with the characters and the story was the draw. I really
It's
miss
sad
that. I think
because
we should get
DC
back
has
to
a lot of great stuff going on right now too. That
Yeah,
doesn't
they
need all
really
these
do.
gimmicks.
Yeah.
So many good titles.
One thing I hate about DC has this thing with the cardstock variant covers, though. It's like it's a cardstock variant cover, but it's stapled on top of the A cover. And I'm like, that is completely weak sauce. That's not really a
Yeah.
variant cover, is it?
That's what something the fucking LCS would do when they let's print our own cover and staple it to the real one.
Yeah. Well, I remember about you had those Miles Morales ones earlier, last year or 2 years ago? Back in the early
Black
2000s, there was Black Mask, and then in the early 2000s, it wasn't officially recognized until like many years later. Graham Crackers Comics out in Chicago did it with the X-Force Volume 2 when Liefeld come back and did that 6-issue miniseries. They did sketch variants on cardstock that were on top of the regular covers. Nobody recognized them as legitimate for like the next 15. It took until like 5 years ago before they got recognized as legitimate.
But eventually they did, even though they were bootleg.
Yeah, but it was only because there were so few of them. And hardcore Liefeld collectors were like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna count it.
I don't know, Tommy. You look like somebody that's been taken for a variant cover scheme or two. Do you ever get got?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Especially a few years. I don't know how long ago. It's been a while, but yeah, I just don't really get into the whole variant thing that often, unless it's a really amazing artist and I know I'm going to a con and I want to get it signed as part of my sign collection. Then I'll go and do it. I will say I have 4 kids. 2 of the 4 are married. My middle daughter's husband, I just got him into comic books and he loves the Invincible Amazon Prime series. And so we've been trying to collect the Invincible title. And when Battle Beast came out, those bags, he got like 4 or 5 of it. He had a blast opening up. He got the team up with Invincible and Spider-Man. So again, I feel like for someone like me, it's not my thing because I'm not into different covers, but I do feel like for some customers out there, it's like opening a pack of baseball cards looking for the, Jose Canseco rookie card back in the 80s when I was collecting, man. And you're going through it. Hopefully you'll find it. I could see that side of it. Again, I think the issue is DC and Marvel getting involved, and now they're just going to do it over and over and over again and destroy it. It should be something really special. It should also, what Battle Beast did, which I thought was awesome, is they had issue 2 in those bags. So if you got issue 2, you could read ahead before anybody else. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe autographs inside those blind bags would be pretty cool. But if you're just putting like all your covers that normally fans could get outside of the bag, and now you're trying to put them in the bag to create something, I think that's stupid, and it'll wear off really quick. And again, Marvel and DC will destroy it by doing this every single time they have an issue 1, so it'll get burnt out real quick. But I think there's a place for it, man. And it helped I tell you, my comic book shop, which is a really small one in the middle of nowhere in Texas, he sold a crap load of those. It really helped out the store.
I think it's going to work.
Well, it works because the last time anybody did it was that X-Men and Harley Quinn 2 that came out in within a couple of weeks of each other, like 8 years ago. Right. It was like, or maybe 10 years ago. That's because the last time it was done was 10 years ago. That's on like a mainstream-ish title. Mm-hmm. That's why it worked again this time. You're doing it every month, every couple of months. You're gonna kill all the interest, and they can't go backwards. Once you take this genie out of the bottle and make it a regular thing, you can't just go back to the 1 in 50s, 1 in 100s. The retailers are going to be like, no, I needed to be able to sell, 20 copies to at cover price to the same reader instead of selling 1 copy and an upcharged variant to that reader. He was bringing me more money at 20 copies. So they buy 20 blind bags to get the one that they want. Yeah. So it's going to force them into yet another gimmick. You're going to go for the next one. And I don't know what that next one is. Because every time I think they've reached the bottom, they prove that I merely have insufficient imagination.
Next time in the blind bag, some comics won't even have covers. Be like, did you get one of the ones that didn't have a cover?
Yeah, you get a remainder comic.
But you could get a comic book with a cover.
Or they'll get you blind bags where some of them are just 22 empty pages stapled together. It's just a blank comic. There's not even a barcode. There's nothing. It's just the paper bound.
Well, that would be
different endings.
That would be a good issue of Excretional X-Men. Like this, yeah, that would be great if you could have 22 blank pages. That would be better what they're putting out every month. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, and then you can take it to and they'll market it as you can take it to the con and have your favorite artist draw the whole comic.
Listen, guys, sketch interior variants, dude.
Blank interior variants.
Listen, it was Kevin Smith when he did the Clerks comic way back in the day before he turned into a colossal weeping vagina, where he predicted the interior variants, like he was talking about, like the because I guess they did it in like an issue of Fathom, like you could get like different pages, and he was like, yeah, interior variants are where it's at, man, and was ragging on it. And look, and then it became a thing. People started trying to do it. So Sully, you joke, but that's gonna happen. You've spoken it into existence. They're going to do it.
So what is it out there that's working with people in the marketing psychology, Aaron? I know you do toys and all that kind of stuff. Those are all collectibles. What are they having to resort to generate interest in getting people to buy the same toy over and over again?
I mean, there's still chase variants within.
Dude, this is what it's going to be. You have to buy these 5 comic books in the poly bag. And in each book is a part of another comic. And if you buy them all, you get one full comic.
That'll be it. Like, you have to staple it together yourself. It's just loose pages that you have to put together. And then, oh man, but the cover is a chase. So you got to keep buying additional ones, to try to get the cover to complete
$4.99 to $29.99.
Why? That'll be the Todd McFarlane thing. This is the gold label cover, and this is the platinum cover, and this is the gold platinum label diamond, cover, and this is your red platinum, like that's what it'll be.
That's
you
what it'll
say
be.
That. Hold on, we say that as a joke. Wildstorm did that on Gen 13 number 13. There was an A, a B, and a C, and each of them only had 8 pages. You had to put them together to read the whole comic.
No. This is a more diabolical scheme, Doc. It'll be the return of Todd McFarlane to Marvel Comics, writing and illustrating a Spider-Man book. But it'll come in 5 parts, and in order to get your pieces of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man that you're really excited for, you got to buy Jeff the Landshark. You've got to buy Exceptional X-Men. It'll be all dog shit comics just so you can buy the 5 of them and put the one comic you always wanted together.
They did that actually with the lenticular variants, and they've done it with some of their variant ordering schemes in the past, where you had to buy like 200 copies of like America to order to be eligible to buy this variant.
No,
of
this
X-Men.
is way more diabolical.
I know,
because it makes you buy 5 comics you would never put your hands on just to put together the one book you always want.
No, I get it. I'm saying it's just a takeoff of what they've already done, and they've already started exploring this space. That's just the next level.
That's what they do in toys, right, Aaron? You got to buy all 5 of these Marvel Legends figures so you can put the Thanos together.
Yeah, you can. I mean, when it comes to toys, it feels like a bonus because you're paying for the action figure anyway. And then what?
Oh, it's a bonus. Like, you get the
it's because they'll charge you $25 whether it has a builder piece or not. You know, the retro card stuff doesn't come with any of that stuff. So it's like you're paying the same amount you are for the regular line, you know, for the retro card with no build-a-figure part. Whereas with the regular line, you can actually build that character. And generally, you know, as a Marvel, old school Marvel fan, and a guy who used to, like a kid that used to sit down and like pour through the handbook of the Marvel universe and be like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? You know, I have an attachment to like every single like lame character within Marvel. You know, it's like, oh, you're making a figure of the Corruptor. I want that. Oh, you're making Paste Pot Pete. I want that. You know, so like I'm going to build those figures. But with the comics, it would be diabolical because it would be like they'd give it some name, you know, because it's like we have Build-A-Figure, we had like Collect and Connect from Marvel. I don't know what McFarlane calls it on his, but you know, it'd be like Collect and Collate. You know, this J. Scott Campbell comic book. We got J. Scott Campbell to draw a whole comic book, including interiors. But you've got to buy, you know, 10 books to get all the pages and then put it together yourself. Yeah, that's
puzzle piece covers.
You gotta,
where you got to put them together so that you can actually get the whole cover, and it's like cardstock. Yeah, and you also have to collect the proper staples.
General Balsack jokes, and he says that we're getting a Stiltman, you know, like action figure. We already got a Stiltman action figure. He was a Build-A-Figure, and the one thing they did that was smart was they put an army builder, the Hand Ninja, into the assortment, and the Hand Ninja came with Stiltman's legs. So the more Hand Ninjas you bought, the taller you could build Stiltman.
That's actually pretty fucking.
That was pretty good. I bought a lot of Hand Ninjas, and I got Stiltman up to about 12 feet before he just completely collapsed under his own weight.
But that's the thing, Aaron. Once you get a piece or two of your Build-A-Figure, you are incentivized to go and finish building the figure and buying maybe a figure that maybe you even already have.
Well, I mean, there's figures that I bought, and then there's one that actually Doc helped me complete, even though I didn't really want the figure, but I had all the other parts. Exactly. So it was like at Ollie's, Miss Marvel showed up, and she had the last build-a-part I needed for Totally Awesome Hulk, who was not a character I really wanted to build, but I was like, I had everything else, and it was like, all right,
fuck it, I'll put it together.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put it together.
But yeah, this is the kind of they are going. You're going. We say this all in jest, but every single one of these gimmicks is something that I guarantee, it doesn't matter how asinine we all think it is, they're going to try to do one of these. It might fail, but they're probably going to try it at some point.
Fuck it, Aaron. You should do it first. Do your Build-A-Comic, kneel before Doomface. You can get part of a special Phantom issue that does truly exist unless you get all the pieces of the comic book over 4 years.
I already feel bad because I feel like we did too many variant covers on Kneel Before Doomface. You know, like I was so excited about the book, and I was so excited about the different characters and things like that. I wanted to show off a bunch of stuff. So for campaign 2, I'm thinking that we scale it back. We scale it back to just a couple of covers.
And a build.
I felt kind of bad. Yeah, I don't like to feel like I'm taking advantage of the customer. You know, it's like it's really about getting people in and having them read the
4 covers,
mm-hmm.
4 Build-A-Comics. If you get 1 cover, you get 6 pages. And once you get all 4 of them, you get the full 24 pages, and you incentivize people to get all 4 of the covers.
I'll do a different variant Colonel Silverstreak PSA in each of the 4 books. How about that?
You know how much money you can make if you did it by panel?
Oh my god!
That's even more. That's
Puzzle
the
panels!
next step, where you have to buy 1,000 comics to get, and they're blind bag.
The
Panels are blind bag, and they just come as trading cards that you put together. And
You have to buy like a hard plastic comic book page and then put the panels in with the trading cards.
Exists.
I can
Slap your trading cards, and on the backside there's like a big poster that you put together. That exists.
No, this is the comic. This is the story. Each one is a comic book panel, and you have to put them together in the right order.
Yeah, you each panel is 9 different trading cards that all
Man the Kryptonites.
and they also now sell the empty so that you put it together. It's already bound together, so each of your pages kind of remember like back in the day, some of the Marvel trading cards that were basically just a 9 card pinup. When you put them all together and put them in those like trading card, remember the trading card books that we had for baseball cards and that had 9 slots on it. But if you put them all together, it was one giant pinup. They'll do that, but there's no gaps between them, and all of the cards click into place, and then it flips, and you have a comic book out of it.
What about
Give it
this
time.
one, Aaron? Maybe you get the interiors in one of your Build-A-Comics, you get the cover in another Build-A-Comic, and then you get the word balloons in another one. And you gotta put them in
Yeah, there you
yourself,
go. I like that. Crazy Magazine back in the day did an issue where, and this was like my first introduction to Marvel characters because I was really little, but I was buying like Mad and I was buying Crazy, with Obnoxio the Clown and Cracked with the little Sylvester, their little janitor. I liked all the little mascot magazines. And so with Crazy Magazine, because they were owned by Marvel, they had like stickers of a bunch of different characters, and then they had word balloons that you could put it together. And I didn't realize it at the time because I wasn't reading X-Men, but I put Magneto in there, and then I had a little word balloon that said, "Help, I'm melting." And so I gave him that. And then I had like Captain America saying, "Funny, you don't look Jewish." And then when I read X-Men, I was like, oh, he was Jewish.
But no, you're going to see them. They are going to keep experimenting with every single sales gimmick because they're at a point where nobody's buying the comics to read them.
Maybe they could buy Jack Kirby's like work desk, and then they could cut it up into little bitty pieces and implement it into a cover. And then you could own a piece of Jack Kirby's drawings.
And if you buy enough of them, you can put Jack Kirby's desk back together.
It'd be difficult.
What you do is
All of them.
you dig up all of the dead comic creators of the past and you grind them up, grind up what's left of their remains, and then you make the comic out of that.
Yeah. You're going to see it in like the Kiss blood, the Stan Lee blood ones.
Or like Mark
dark,
Grunwald's ashes and
It
the
is getting
inks
dark.
of Squadron Supreme.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Like just why the hell not? Let's just do it.
Just be as despicable as humanly possible. It's not like they can get more terrible as people or as crass marketing, but fuck it, go for broke, guys.
Blind bag James Gunn orgy variant.
Yes.
Oh,
You might get the naked variant where all of the characters are just fucking for 22 pages.
Okay.
Ooh, if
There
Milo
you go.
Manara is doing it, I'm in.
This conversation's
Milo Manara.
control.
Yeah.
Dude. Yes,
yeah.
please.
Time to rein this some bitch back in. 'Cause, we let Doc freestyle for too long. He's going too far.
I'm encouraging him. I'm enabling him.
Pornography variant.
But I don't know, Dylan. What do you think the next big scheme is? What are they working on with Gen Z right now to make you buy stuff you don't want?
I have no idea. I buy
Yeah?
comics and that's it.
Would you
But
buy
do
a
you
Mad
want
Libs version where you got to write your own dialogue for the comic book? And then there was a contest. Whoever had the best dialogue is like the official dialogue for the book.
No, I don't care about that at all. It's not-
Planning Good Times in the chat says that we could use Leah Wilson's Leah
Williams.
what's her Leah Williams hair dye.
Generic
That would be another
Stephanie.
variant.
ideas.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. We had a little fun. It went a little too far, but I think we made our point.
No such thing.
It didn't go Peacemaker season 2,
No.
episode 1 too far, but
The Omega Man says, I agree with Dylan. When I first got into comics, specifically avoided stuff like Marvel Adventures and went for Blackest Night and Daredevil.
Yeah, I think a lot of us did. Like our parents might, like if we were like 8 and our parents were like getting us comics, they'd get us fucking Archie and Marvel Adventures. And then the first time we had to choose, we're picking Batman, Superman, ASM, and X-Men off the rack.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was reading, like I started out with Archie, and I still collected like some of the, obviously some of the Gold Key, or I'm not Gold Key, but some of the Disney books that were being put out by Gladstone and everything like that. I still bought those, but I was buying X-Men, I was buying Daredevil, and then I was buying Bill Willingham's Elementals, and then I actually was buying Faust. So, it just tells you like, you're looking for that edgy thing. Like I remember reading Elementals and thinking like, oh, this is so mature, like I'm a man now.
I'm gonna get yelled at if mom sees this.
Yeah. It's like I remember because my stepdad, when I put Faust on my list, just because I thought I saw like the character and I was like, oh, it's like a Batman / Wolverine, like really gritty, violent. And I remember I put it on my list, and when I went to pick it up, my stepdad was with me, and the comic shop guy goes, you should take a look at this before you pick this up for him. We put it in his box, but we wanted to have a conversation with you. And my stepdad like flips through it, and I did see him go like. He was like, I don't know. And then he was like, all right. He's like, he goes, I'll buy it. I'm going to read it first. And then, if I let you read it, we'll have a talk about it. And that was how I got that issue of Faust.
Federico de la Casa says, here at Lake Comocod, where U.S. artists earn tons of money for commission because nobody hires them or did the J. Scott Campbell route, it's a loss for comics.
It is.
Yeah.
That seems, honestly, even the ones that are working professionally, they make more money these days doing covers or commissions than they do as monthly artists. Adam Hughes, I remember this was like 15 years ago. He basically stopped doing any interiors because he was making so much money on commissions and covers that there was no point in it.
Yeah.
Well, the point is, Doc, interiors suck too much.
Well, they're a lot more work.
Well,
they are. I mean,
they're also too expensive, so they're outsourcing the hiring all over the place, anywhere but America.
Well, and listen, here's what's going to happen is like everybody's terrified of AI. If you work in the corporate sector, if you work in corporate comics or in corporate art, yes, you're going to be replaced by AI. It is inevitable. These companies are going to do it. So, but like, there's no pushing back on it. You can't fight it. It's going to happen. It's the car replacing the buggy. You're going to get replaced as a commercial artist. So what artists need to be doing is they need to be creating their own IPs. They need to be going out and doing their own thing where no AI will ever touch it because you are in control of it. But if a corporation is in control of it, you're going to lose your job. So you need to be out there in the, instead of spending all your time debasing the fans and insulting them and calling them names, you should have been building a rapport with the customer. And, you shouldn't have hated them because they are your lifeline. If you want to do art, the customer is your lifeline, and there'll be plenty of people that go and they buy the AI slop and that's their money. It's their right. More power to them. I have nothing to say about that. I'm not afraid of AI because AI is never going to touch Kneel Before Doomface. I own that property, and I will create more properties that I own and I will employ artists to draw them. So if you're working in the private sector, direct to consumer, you have a lifeline. If you're holding on to corporate comics, you're going to be replaced.
Baja Cat, the only demo Marvel and DC really have left are collectors. And with this Chase variant garbage, they actually managed to find a way to piss them off too.
Yeah, they're going to. I mean, look, they've been pissing off the collectors, and it's just a question of to what degree and whether or not the people that are pissed off are worthwhile. It's been a race to zero for these publishers for a while with all of their collector manipulation gimmicks. It's okay, you burned one this month, one next week, two the week after. And eventually, you're not bringing in new ones. There's not new collectors to replace that one you just burned out.
What are you talking about? Tommy just got his son-in-law in.
Yeah, but
Blew his whole wad on Invincible or Battle Beast.
Okay. Yeah, but is it a? Will it be one where he's going to buy every cover?
No.
Yeah,
he can't afford it.
if I'm like, they burned me out on X-Men whenever I will buy every single cover of every single issue until they took advantage of that.
$1,500 of your money.
Yes, until they took advantage of that. And then I said, nope, I'm out. Do you know how many? I can guarantee there were 0 people in line to replace me for that just that day decided to become the I will buy every cover of every X-Men comic. There was nobody behind me to do it.
I don't think anybody new would do that. It would be like, holy crap, you mean I got to buy 12 of these?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, though. They built a system that as they burn out one, there is no one to replace them with. There is no next man up.
Yeah, not many people want to pay $1,500 for a 1 in 1,500 variant.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So you burned out by taking advantage. You burned out somebody that would have bought everything perpetually until you decided to get greedy. They get greedy. They lose. It's a con and a mark. They lost the mark. There's no Mark lining up behind me to be that Mark.
You need the soundboard because you need to right now, Wes. You need to hit MJF going, "You effing Mark." That's what we needed right there to punctuate Doc's sentence.
HH from Sigma Comics. Shout out to the Thinking Critical family. Gimmicks in a stale industry won't work. The stale leadership in comics needs to go. We need a visionary. We need a Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Or an H.H. Draman who anticipated the market and put his comic, not just in floppy, not just in trade paperback, but the Tonkabon manga style, and he can't keep it in stock. And that's the proof of the pudding is on that plate.
It's an easy sell.
We definitely need a visionary.
Yeah. You do. You need a Jim Shooter. You need a Steve Jobs. You don't need random corporate drone number 43.
Like the Cracker Barrel CEO. We need another chicken charge. She'll tell us what to do.
And they say a woman will save us.
Oh my goodness. Let's get into some comic book recommendations and wrap this bad boy up. Tommy, I've seen that you've been flush, you've been red-faced, you've been embarrassed to be around these knuckleheads. I do not blame you whatsoever. Are you going to recommend comic books this week?
Yes, I am going to recommend Battle Beast. It's still a fun comic, and I think the art is amazing. I'm a big fan of Otley. Get ready for
one of my favorite issues, though, so far.
Yeah, it's really good. Skinbreaker. You have the Ashcan out there. And then, the Post Malone Big Rig, whatever it's called. Yeah, Big Rig. It's readable. It's fun. I've had a fun time with that, but not a whole lot. I will say, though, I opened up this bad boy right here, man. Hulk 345 cover by McFarlane. Probably one of my favorite figures that he's put out that are Marvel related. This thing is amazing. You can still
got one of those right next to me
once in a while in the Walmart, but on site it is sold out. But yeah, this is amazing. Awesome cover from him, and then the figure just came alive. So a lot of fun, man.
Very cool. So you got the Phil Kennedy Johnson interview up right now on the channel. Any other interviews coming up this week?
Let's see. Sarah Frazetta is going to be on, so we're going to be talking Icon Collectibles and their line of figures that they're producing that brings all the Frank Frazetta covers that he's done to life, like Vampirella, Conan the Barbarian. Those figures, if you're an action figure person, are very well made. The articulation is awesome. Comes with all kinds of extra parts, so you can put them in different positions. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I think we have Dan Waters on next Friday. So we'll be talking Dark Patterns. We'll be talking anything and everything that he's involved in. And those are the ones that are coming up. But like I kind of read off earlier, we have a lot of interviews over the next 2 months coming. So stay tuned. If you follow me on Instagram at World at War Comics, and you subscribe to my Instagram, which is free, I always give you everybody that I am having on the show early so that you could see who's coming on and when they're coming on.
Very nice. And he just had Rini on. So if you're a big fan of Rini and Fiendish, definitely check it out.
And who is awesome. How do you not like Rini?
And Tommy, could you give Sarah Frazetta my phone number, please?
Yeah, get line, buddy. Last time I had her on, man, I had to like block comics, man. They're like so inappropriate. Like, dude, doing a live with her is rough.
Very nice. So Dylan, you were trying to set us old timers. You still call us boomers?
Boomers works.
I'm not a boomer.
those
I'm
boomers
Gen X,
straight.
baby.
I am
X.
Gen X. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Same
though.
difference.
Not the same difference at all. we didn't ruin everything.
You recommending any books this week?
Yeah, I got a couple books. I got Battle Beast. New issue of Battle Beast was good. Enjoyed it. We got a new issue of G.I. Joe. We got the end of this was great. The end of that, we're setting some things up. We're finally getting some things in motion. New Absolute Batman was really good. I liked it a lot. We got Clayman on here. So Clayman, unshackled from Tom King's basement, got to work with a good writer for an issue. So that was cool. New issue of Hyde Street. Love this. Ivan Reis is still one of the best in the industry. He's so good. I really like Hyde Street. And then my pick of the week was Escape #1, which was really good from Rick Remender. And also some cool stuff in the back. Remender talked about what inspired the series. His granddad was an Air Force pilot in World War II, and his dad never talked about it because he was flying up there for so long. He did a bunch of meth that they gave him to keep up, and he apparently was very integral with like fighting in Africa. But his dad never talked about it because when he came home from the war, he was like just a mess, and it was like talking about what he had sacrificed. And so it was really interesting. I liked it a lot. It was good.
All right,
Oh,
John.
check
I
that
don't want to
out.
do this, but I'm going to do it because I'm a boomer. There was no Air Force during World War
Or
II.
whatever he said.
It was the Army Air Corps. Although we technically consider a part of our history, the Air Force didn't come into existence until after that.
Whatever.
Well, teach you a little something. Let's just try to help you out.
Wes is here with Dylan to make you laugh, to make you cry, and maybe, just maybe, teach you a little something about it.
I love history, and I happen to be, a
That
retired
was a commercial,
Air Force
Aaron.
veteran.
You need to run that all the
He's
time.
ripping
Wes.
off
That was
Bill
good.
Cosby. Come on.
That's one of those cliches that I absolutely love. Just like I absolutely love maybe the real blank was with friends we made along the way.
The Air Force should still belong to the Army. That's the craziest thing I've ever read in my life. We'll not go along with that statement. But Dylan does have a Superman video out right now. You got anything else that you're working on? People should be on the lookout for?
I always have stuff I'm working on, but I'll have a new video out this week, but I'm not sure what it's going to be at the moment. But yeah, I have a new Superman video that came out this week, so check that out.
Very, very cool. Sully, you recommended any funny books this week?
Sure, but I don't have anything to show off because I only had 2 books on my pull list this week. So I didn't, it was just a busy week, and it's
We got you.
spend $8, I'll get it next week. But it was G.I. Joe and New Gods. I read them both pirated on the 7 seas there, and they were very good books. I thought that Amazing Spider-Man #10 was really good. I liked the guest artist, and I think Amazing Spider-Man has got to be the most improved book, in my recent history this year. Let's put it that way. Black Cat #1 was pretty good. That the Marvel All-on-One Thing versus the Marvel Universe. That Ed McGuinness art is so juicy. It's so fun. It's just action-packed. And Ryan North wrote a really decent book. And
No, he didn't.
He
It's
wrote a
all the
very
Ed McGuinness
generic
art.
book.
Wrote a very generic, bland book. You were beguiled by Ed McGuinness's art.
Fun is good in my funny books, and that was fun. But I will show off this one issue. I have dedicated myself to picking up all 20 issues of Shogun Warriors. This is a book from my childhood. I rescued this from the dollar bin at Boston Fan Expo 2 weekends ago. And I'm like, you know what? I deserve this. I deserve all this. These old ads, the Hostess ads. But I was a big Shogun Warriors fan. I had one. I had Great Mazinga. And I was 4 years old. And it was literally half of my height. This giant plastic Japanese robot. And there's, like I said, it's only 20 issues. and you could probably get them wicked cheap too. So I've committed myself to getting this run. And that's some of the joy about being a comic book fan. You know, you can go back and it's always brand new if you haven't read it before. And remember, go out there and support your local comic book shop. You need bags, you need boards, you need boxes. Spend your money at the brick and mortar shop. The American dream, these small businesses, do it. And
So you didn't go to your local comic book shop this week?
This week, I mean, just come on, man.
So wait a minute. So he's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
That was so funny, Wes, because it was so unnecessary. I love it.
I'm a triple deep tourist, and you all know it. I'm being called out for being a phony.
General Balsack is right. We had to body Sully for a couple of those takes.
No way, man. You like what you like, man. You can eat pineapple on pizza. You too can like Jeff the Land Shark.
You can eat pineapple on pizza, but friends do not let friends read Ryan North.
Yes.
All right, Sparrow. You recommend anything?
Dylan already ran through all my recommendations and gave me one that I didn't know about in Escape. So I am definitely going to head back to the comic book store and pick that up. I want to check that out.
You're going to love it.
Did you get to read Transformers last week, Sparrow?
I have it, but I have not read it yet. So
That's
I've got to
fucking eat. That's been the best book this month.
Yeah, you told me that like I was going to be like, ooh, damn. So I'm excited about like where it's going. Like I'm looking forward to Kirkman and Dan Mora taking over that. Like the art that's coming out looks just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm excited about that. But I'm going to use my time to just say that General Balsack was asking in the chat. He's like, Kickstarter confuses me, and I get it. It is rough sometimes to like navigate Kickstarter pages, but if you pick a cover and you just pledge, you'll get Backer Kit, and Backer Kit will allow you to add on. So if you're confused by any of the tiers and you're like, let me just grab one book, and then Backer Kit will come out and it'll have just a listing of everything else you can get, and you can make decisions there. So you don't have to know what you want all at once. So I appreciate you guys. Go check out Fiendish. Go check out Phenomenova. I'm going to recommend some of our Thinking Critical family, their Kickstarter projects. Go check those out. Those are closing out soon, and they deserve your support. They're doing great work.
And Aaron suggests that you listen to Dylan's recommendations because he was right on the money.
Because Dylan nailed it. Everything I had on my list, Dylan had on his.
Last but not least, Doc, you recommend any books this week?
Well, yes, I think so. And I'm going to try something here. I'm going to see if
bisexual
add
orgy.
My phone. I'm deciding to just use my phone for my recommendations now. So, Incredible Hulk 377. This is the second print, so it's like a image reversed because the original one has the neon green background and the black silhouette. So this is a black one with the neon green silhouette. I've always thought this was a really, really cool second print variant. So I'm going to recommend you try to find that. I'm going to recommend Immortal Iron Fist by Brubaker and Fraction. Matt Fraction is still a very mediocre, talented hanger-on. Everything that he's ever done that's worth a damn, it's been when he was getting coattail riding for Ed Brubaker. Ed Brubaker definitely does the heavy lifting in this. This is an introduction of so many of the cool aspects of the Iron Fist that were added in the last probably 2 decades, instead of him just being kind of generic cool design but nothing to him kung fu guy. So I'm going to recommend that. I'm also going to recommend Uncanny X-Men 275, also a second printing. So it's the 275 second print. It's got the gold logo at the top. This was something that a lot of people, this was their regular thing back in the day. They do a gold background or the gold logo at the top. So check that out. I'm also going to recommend, see, I got one of those Hulks too. He's back there.
So cool. That's awesome.
It is. It's so cool.
And just so you know, Doc, I got Hard Knocks because of you, man. And it's great.
I love that series. It's a good, fun series.
Thanks for recommending. Yeah.
And then finally, I'm going to recommend Uncanny X-Men 98. See, this is the 30-cent price variant.
Ooh.
They did these, and Wes, back in your day, back when you were back in Kansas City, they did a couple of price variant runs where it was 3 issues, 98, 99, and 100 at 30 cents when the regular book was 25, and then I think 106, 107, and 108. But they did them in the Kansas City market to test and see whether or not the book could support it. And they after those 3 issues, I feel like it was a waste of time to test it because they just did it on issue 4. So, but 30-cent price variants. These price variants are kind of hard to find because they were only available in small markets. So that is what I have this week.
I have one more recommendation, actually. Since Tommy got to recommend a toy, I want to recommend a toy. I bought the mutant module from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at that.
There we go.
Baby. Look at that baby. And as near as I can tell, this is pretty damn identical to the original toy. I got to bust out my vintage one and make sure, see if there's any differences, but I cannot tell. It is, it's absolutely fantastic. So
very cool.
And I just want to point out that Doc went out there and chastised everybody for falling for all these schemes, and he's got the inverse reprint. Same color.
It's just the second printing.
That's why I said that's a variant, Doc.
It's just the second printing.
It's a variant cover. You felt
a variant cover.
Doc's not against variant covers. He owns every variation of the X-Men books. Like,
I have an issue with gimmickry and greed on the level of ratio variants and the level of schemery. Back in the day, these second prints, it just came out 3 weeks after the first print.
Did you get the one with the pink one?
What pink one?
Isn't there a pink background with a Black Hulk?
No, not on 377. Maybe on one of it might have been an homage that somebody did, probably on She-Hulk.
I'm just saying, Doc, you won't want anybody else to have the fun you had.
The third print, there was a third print, but it was a slightly different color green. It was basically the first print again, but it was a slightly different shade of green on it, but with the same black silhouette.
Very good. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. This is the end of the NFL preseason, so we're almost to football season. Should be very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, if six people could smash the like button and get us to 100, that would be awesome.
That would be dope.
Yeah, you should definitely do that. But I will see y'all. Let's